Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode. As you guys can see, two very special guests.
Trouble.
One is losing his virginity on my show tonight. And the other, I already popped it once before.
Troublemaker. I'm a troublemaker.
How are you guys? Rudy, first of all, thank you for being here tonight. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here.
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me. It's gonna be a fun time, I'm sure.
Ryan, hello.
Yeah, I'm here to cause trouble. I float around and just ready to cause trouble.
Yeah, guys. So we're gonna have a fun show tonight. We're gonna actually focus on something that we know Mike hates, which is, the number one company out right now in art collectibles. So we have a lot to talk about. We are going to bring up some points. Actually, a few of the points that I want to bring up tonight are specifically from Joker J. So shout out to him. It should be in here right now or at some point. First, let's see who's in here with us, and then we'll get right into it, guys. So we got uncarded reviews. Gobble, gobble, Galilei. How are you, my friend? Welcome. I got to do my, here we go. Hold on. Because there we go. Oh, no, we're good. We're good. There we go. And now, this is what I'm looking for. Wow. Because Bob hooked me up with the fanciness, but I can't put that one up.
You can put that one on. They just have to look at my face.
Well, no, because if I put the message up, then it raises the whole chat, so it ruins it. We got Lucho in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. What up? Once there's collectors, I'm selling all my Hot Toys and Feistons to become F1 driver. Yeah, okay. This guy, he has a what is he? He has a Mustang, a Cobra. Was it not a Cobra? No, is it a Cobra? Yeah, a Cobra. And he thinks he's a NASCAR driver now. Unbelievable. Figment in the house. How are you, my friend? I can't wait to hear all the 6-kill talk tonight. Yes, happy Thanksgiving, guys. So this is my Thanksgiving stream. Obviously, I'm not going to stream on Thursday. I don't stream on Thursdays. So Bobo hooked me up with the fanciness, as always. Let me show you guys real quickly. Happy Turkey Day. Happy Turkey Day, everybody. Bobo, welcome.
This is my boy. This is my boy. This is my boy.
This is my boy, Bobo. Some guy, how are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. Happy Tuesday. We have the Thor in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. We got Derek in the house, 7057. Do you know where you? How are you, my friend? Welcome. Guys, I got a story for you tonight. Later on, obviously, something that happened today. As a guest in this museum. Yeah, it's strictly about that. We'll get that'll be the end joke. Daniel, my friend, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for being here. We got Nefty in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Happy Tuesday. We got Carlito in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. We got Mad Planet in the house. Happy Turkey Week. Yes, guys. Happy Thanksgiving. We got William Cody in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. So, guys. So, first, actually, you know what? Just let me get it out of the way because I feel like it's very important. So, somebody was over tonight. Shout out to Roberto. He was here earlier. And he just happened to pick up the Inner Joker. And you guys know, I always tell you guys, my Joker's perfectly fine. It's never fallen off.
Was perfectly fine.
Yeah, exactly. It was perfectly fine. So Roberto grabs it, looks at it, puts it back up. Not even 5 minutes later, that thing's on the ground, completely shattered. Here's the ankle of the figure. And just to show you guys, just real quickly, what he did. So he was here today. He hung out for literally at least 2 hours. So
this is our Castro shooting live from Fab's crazy collection. He doesn't have a collection tour, but I'm gonna do it on purpose. So as we go through this maze, you can see. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Look at this. This fucking humble guy right here. Look at all these vehicles. Like, this is crazy. But reporting.
Where are you streaming? Huh? Where are you streaming?
So that was a quick, like, he walked around real quick. So he, as you guys can see, there's like a little maze. So I was explaining why I had to make that little maze, down here. There's a column, and you guys, may not know or may know, there's a column that's like dead center of like the basement. And that column throws off the entire design of what I could have had here, which is why the bunch of details are in the middle of the room and not like, anywhere else. So he did a walkthrough around the walkway, and that's why it looks like super, super low. It looks like a maze, but it was on purpose because that's the only way I could get more cases in there, which eventually that's going to be all module cases, DF120s, but obviously, eventually. So yeah, so I wanted to get that over with, guys, real quickly. So yeah, my Joker's gone. My purple Joker is gone. I already ordered a what was it? The epoxy little, putty stuff to hopefully fix it because it's not standing anymore. Sucks. We'll see what happens. I know that would have never happened to a hot toy. I can tell you that. So we're gonna get right into it, guys. I'm gonna pull up some complaints, and I want to get your takes on all of this because very important stuff. A lot of people are obviously buying the company's products. They're praising it as if it was the best thing in the world. Let's see. So we're gonna get into where are we? Trying to find a good one for you guys. Here we go. Let's see. There we go. All right. So here's one complaint. Says, I'm fed up with my inner Joker falling over. I know people selling clear stands that go on top of the magnetic base, but I can't find any. Can anyone share a link to one, please? So, specifically this topic, when I spoke on it, my whole angle on this was, how are people perfectly okay after overpaying for a figure, whether you got the single Joker, which was over $300, not worth that whatsoever, the double pack sculpted, which was $707 and I believe $13 or something like that, it was not worth that either, or the double pack rooted, which was over $1,000, also not worth it. So I'm going to go with Rudy first, since this is the first time you're here. Rudy, as a collector, and I know you get a lot of stuff all the time. As a collector who buys a lot of stuff, how do you feel about a company that comes in? I don't think they're the ones claiming that they're the best, but I feel like their followers claim that they're the best. Coming in with a magnetic base that doesn't work at all, clearly, right? I said that it wasn't the base. I said it was the figures. Everybody blames the base. How do you feel about a company coming in like that with a product that even, just the base, which is the most basic thing, no pun intended, to making a figure, they can't even get right? So how do you feel about that?
I mean, it's messed up. You said it. You're paying $500, $1,000 for these figures, right? And you expect this thing at that price point. I expect the thing to be perfect, right? We're forgiving of a lot of other companies that are coming in at the 190 mark, and even Hot Toys, but at $1,000, that thing should have been tested. That thing should be perfect off the bat, right? And if it's not, it should be something that they're fixing. And I got to be honest, I had a bit of an issue with John. John was doing the rounds on all the streams too, and even Viper, right? That interview that he gave.
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about the magnetic base and user error, and John said something that kind of didn't sit right with me, which is we need to get some more feedback from collectors before we make a change. And I'm like, you're getting the feedback, right? The feedback is there's an issue, fix it. And I hate to say it, right? We all saw that video that Justin posted. It was a little funny, right? With the Batman, the in-art Batman. The fact that that was put in by in-art staff on display who should know what they're doing, and that thing still fell over, to me, that's an issue. And it's something that they've got to address, right?
Strands for the...
I mean, nobody touched that. And if that's what you're getting, and look, I'm not saying Hot Toys doesn't fall over, right? Because we've seen them fall over.
I've never seen a Hot Toys fall over ever.
No, but I mean, like at displays, right? But that's more because it's put together with putty at at these conventions.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
And the prototypes, but a base like that they're marketing as their big base, it's something that they should have tested, right? And that it's still a problem, and they should address, right? That also leads into the problem you're talking about, which is who's going to address it. You're going to go to Kit, you're going to go to them. Who's going to take care of that? And if you're buying from Toys Wonderland, you're out of luck, right?
Well, that is actually a very good point that you just made, because that's one of the points that Joker J mentioned. They're taking they want the response. They don't want the responsibility to have to cover the damages, but they want to look like they're a company that is regional, right? They make it seem like they're going to get all the distribution, but when it comes to having to take care of the issue of any issues that happen regarding any other products, they feel like they sound like, or at least they said, because I know that's what John said. John said very specifically, if if anything happens with your figure, make sure you get it from somewhere that you are comfortable with and you trust. Right. Literally word for word. He's not, he's not telling you, oh yeah, you could come to us. No, they're trying to wash their hands off of any, wrongdoing regarding any, any fixes, any problems, any issues. Now, right. Ryan, you specifically, we know how you feel about them, but did you ever get that Joker? Or no?
No.
You never got the Joker. All right. So how would you feel about, how do you feel about this?
It's an so to be fair, I'm very critical of in-art for multiple reasons, and we can dissect it as we go. I think a lot of people know my stance on a lot of stuff, but I do have actively, just so people know my position, I do have 2 figures on order with them. I have the Harry Potter and I have the Superman. So I will be extremely critical until I'm proven otherwise. If I open up the Harry Potter, it's $500. If I open it up and say, Fabs, dude, this thing blew me away, like I'm impressed, then I'm like, all right. But until then, same thing with Jazz Inc. I don't speak a lot about it because I've just kind of I have the 89 Batmobile on display. I can't speak about a lot of stuff that I don't have, but I do watch and observe. And if you ask me my opinion, I'll tell you. But I'm also open to admitting that I will change my opinion when I have product in hand and like, okay, this, the BS was worth it to put up with it. You know what I'm saying? Like that thing. So for me personally, when it's a couple of things to dissect. Number one, nobody wants to be the person to admit they took an L on something. Just what the reality is. No one wants to admit they spent $1,000 on a figure, 2 figures, should say, and say, it's media. It's all right. There's a few people that I know that are friends of mine that said, listen, it's nothing special. It's hyped up. There's nothing special about it. But there's a lot of mainstream. It's just like, oh, this thing's amazing. Da 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 da.
Correct.
We gotta chill. It's one figure. It's what it is.
Right.
I'm so over the Joker, by the way. And I heard J&D's teasing that they're gonna do a 1/6 Joker. Like, I'm so over the friggin' Joker. Like, it's not even.
I don't know. I mean, I understand.
So, like Heath Ledger is not my favorite Joker. I'm sorry. I'm old school Jack Nicholson. But like, dude, like anyway, they're just beating this thing to death. I get it. Like, I think it kind of stopped when Hot Toys did theirs. That was a direct counter. Like, we got to do something. That okay, that's fine. Now can we close this whole pissing match and go on to something else? And then I can't wait till this 22 Batman comes out, and that's the next pissing match. Like, that's another thing, which we're going to talk about that a little bit later, I think.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But it's crazy to me. Go ahead.
No, but get back to your actual question, because I can deviate, so you got to keep me on check at one point. When I spend a lot of money on something, it's interesting. Like for me personally, I don't use my bases on my figures. I like the option of using them or not using them. If you can see a lot of my stuff, it was just like freestanding. But when I'm spending money, I'm probably going to use as much stuff as I can on, yeah, I mean, it's all blurred out, but a lot of them are just freestanding. I like the option of choosing, like the Wonder Woman right here, the Wonder Woman WB 100.
Right.
I used every single thing that came with that figure just because it's like I'm paying for
You
it.
have to. Exactly. Exactly.
Like the
That's what I
banner that wraps around and all that stuff. I displayed everything because I'm like, I'm displaying it as is, you know, like I'm putting everything into it. It would bother me if there was fault in it, but it's just amazing how it's just not admitted. And I think there'd be a lot more appreciation if people are like, dude, there's something wrong here. Like, to be honest with you, and you call it out all the time, people are like buying magnets, and it's no shame in it. I'll say it. Like Bob Dylan bought magnets because he put it online. So I'm not, trust me, I'll call people out and talk shit, but I'm not calling out what's obvious on Instagram. Bob Dylan, and there's no shame in it, he modified his base and put extra magnets in it to make it stronger. He posted it online as a tutorial. That's fine, because if people have a problem, that's a good guide for people like, how do I fix
But see,
the
the problem
you spent that, but the problem is you spent that money to do that is the problem. And it's not
Correct.
being
Correct.
acknowledged. That's the issue.
Correct.
It's like people buying Jazz Inc. snow speeders at $2,500 and then paying someone to repaint them to make
Correct.
it accurate.
Correct.
Let's just, but yet the problem is they still claim Jazz Inc. did a great, like, oh, great job. I'm still going to repaint your car. Like, have a little bit of, be humble, admit that something's not, but the problem is when you're spending that level of money, people just don't want to admit that something's wrong because nobody wants to admit, like, dude, you pay that kind of money, and it's okay, man. Like, another example, I'll pass the shoe, the Doc Ock. Like, I'm still waiting for mine. I'm still in the advocate of saying that the head sculpt looks like ass, but I understand the importance.
It does,
but I understand the importance of having that figure in the collection because we'll never get. So I'm still buying it, but I am okay admitting that it's not the perfect head sculpt. Like, it's not good, but I'm still buying it. But it's okay to admit that.
And that's exactly what it is.
And I got criticized for that because it's like, we were trashing it, but you're buying it. But I'm like, but you understand the context. You'll never get another Doc Ock figure.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I said when it came out. I said, it's not, the head sculpt is what it is. Are you going to really miss out on that Hot Toys figure when you know they have absolutely no reason to ever make it again?
Exactly.
Or are you going to be 100% happy with the Toys Era one that, it's completely off scale, completely different than everything else? That's up to you.
Yeah.
I knew, I said the head sculpt is very, very decent. It's not the best in the world, but guess what?
Compared to Green Goblin and Electro, it's definitely the poor cousin of the three.
Right.
Yeah, they definitely. And between us guys, out of the I know those three villains. If I had to choose, if you said, "Hey, listen, I had a Willem Dafoe, Alfred Molina, and Jamie Foxx, which one would have to be the crappy head sculpt?" I would take Alfred Molina because that Electro and Green Goblin are just on another level. Like, they're totally on another level.
Yep. And you're not going to, like I said, you're not going to not get that figure in your collection. And you get you can do it the old school way with the original tentacles, or you could do the nanotech tentacles. So you have the variety to not only have it from Spider-Man 2, but, obviously if you modify it, and you can have the one from No Way Home, No Way Home. So there was no way I was missing out on that figure. If you're complaining about the head sculpt to not buy a figure, that's up to you. That it's your loss. But what Ryan's saying is 100% true. Nobody wants to be the one to admit that they bought something that's crappy, so they will modify it before anything. Nobody will ever say that it's bad. The thing that blows my mind is this: we already overpaid for these figures, right? 100% overpaid. And to be okay, right? Because everybody's just okay. Everybody's just defeated at the fact that these bases don't work properly for these figures. So everybody's just, at this point, let me just modify it. Let me just get an attachment. Let me just get something for it. It's insane, because if Hot Toys had done this, given us a messed up base that we had to spend extra money to modify, extra money to buy a second base, extra money to do whatever it was to this figure, I feel like a lot of people would have lost their minds over it. So that is what's, to me specifically and personally, mind-blowing about this whole situation with InArt, because they get a pass for nothing. It's not like they've proven themselves and, it was a mistake. It was they messed up. It was one thing. It's the most, I think it's the easiest thing to do of the whole figure.
Well, as like I said,
get that right.
It's the amount of money that you spend on something. As I said, I watched videos of the Jazz Inc. 66 Batmobile with crooked pinstriping, all that stuff, And what did people say? Well, Yost is a mom and pop place. Yo, you got the license from Warner Brothers. You're not mom and pop.
Yep.
Sorry, you're not a mom and pop place. You have the whether or not, from my understanding, WB gives out their license to everybody. Cool. You're making licensed stuff for Warner Brothers that has Batman and Superman. I mean, it's a pretty prestigious kind of property, I think. Granted, WB, like I said, I heard they give out the license to really anybody. It's not as like they're not like Star Wars or Disney where you got to be like, whatever. Right. My whole point is that it gets a pass. It just gets a pass. And I'm just like the whole thing of the 22 Batmobile, dude. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to. No. What I'm saying is, Fabs, I was going to send you stuff. I don't want to name names because I didn't get the permission to like. I say name names. I'm not, but I didn't. This is all. But like I was talking to a collector who I know who got a 22 Batmobile, and we exchanged info where like I read the responses that he got from Jazz Inc. I'm not talking the social media responses. I'm talking the personal responses because I was curious as someone who has the 89. Like, yo, if there's an issue, like how do they handle things? And he got a video of like how to clean a car, like not literally, but I'm just like really. And then like it was just like insane. But like the whole idea is that like people will get the snow speeder and repaint it and just be like, yeah, it's a great product, but I just made it better. We spent $2,500 on it. The thing's got to be immaculate. And that's the question I posed to you guys, and I'll pass the shoe. Is that at what point do you I know nothing's perfect in this world, there's no such thing, but I feel like with the higher the dollar value, the standards should get higher, but yet
absolutely
for some reason they don't, but they don't though, is what's interesting.
You know why they don't, specifically with companies like InArt and Jazz Inc? Because people allow it, and that's the only reason why it keeps happening, and it'll continue to happen, because the moment that people stop kissing that ass and they stand up and say, listen, we're done buying your crappy ass product that, you really overcharge us for. Yeah. And when we get it, it's all messed up. It's never 100%. And I don't care what the excuse is. Product like this should never leave the warehouse. It's just that simple. It's that simple.
There's and that's the other thing is, you said overcharging. There's someone that like I said, there's someone who I buy figures from overseas, and like when the Superman came out, this person was like, I don't normally mess with InArt, but he's like, do you want me to order you the Superman? And he's like, well, I was like, is it worth it? I was like, because I was going to go through Kit, and I ended up getting it from Kit. And he was, but this is somebody else we're talking about. And he was like, let me see what the numbers and the cost is. I'm not even kidding you, Fab. I think I may have said this to you, Rudy. I don't know if I said this to you. This was back when Superman launched. He looked at the numbers. He actually told me what the cost was on the figure. He goes, I'm literally making like it's less than like dollars on this. He's like, it's not worth me even getting into the hassle because of all the back end garbage that you could get from it. Meaning, and he said to me, he's like, I understand other people like Kid have to bring on the figure because that's traffic that his existing clientele expects him to get InArt figures. So it's like, some retail, like, Kit and other people are expected to get that figure or carry InArt. But dude, he's like, for the hassle that these things could bring, he goes, it's not worth it. It's not worth it.
No, but I agree with you guys about the cost, and you guys know I reached out to InArt because I ordered that Harry Potter.
Yeah. Right.
The way I collect that, I go after IPs, right? And that's the $500 kid figure. So I'm probably crazy and out of my mind.
No, I ordered it. I ordered it too. I won't lie.
Right.
I ordered
but they have these pictures of the stupid broom, and I know Mike called me
I remember that. Yeah.
Right. But they had that picture of the broom, and I'm like, look. At $500 for a piece like that, I expect everything to be there, right? Hot Toys gives you flight stands for all, and the flexi poles for all your Spider-Man figures, right? For most of the Batmans, right? And if they don't, I'm going to call them out on that too, because you need it for dynamic posing. And the fact that the answer I got was, if you want to have that figure flying, you need to provide your own stand and figure out a way to do it. If I'm paying $500, I expect that to be included. I expect to get a premium set that includes all of that, right? And as far as Jazz Inc. too, right? I have that 22 Batmobile on order, and I keep on pushing the last payment back just because I'm hoping to get last batch.
Well, I'm holding up. No, I'm doing it for $389. Listen, Fab, listen, I'm on stream right now, so you guys can clip this and send it. I'm gonna tell you right now, that Harry Potter figure, if that doesn't get rectified before launch, the flight pole, like if they don't actually add a flight pole and they come out and say, hey, listen, that thing is photoshopped and you can't actually do that, you have to do it, I'll eat the NRD and cancel and won't get the figure. I'm not even
Really?
kidding. You're 100%. 100%. I swear right now. I swear my daughter on stream that if it comes out by final that picture of him hovering on the broom, you can't achieve that out of the box, and you have to provide something. I'll eat the NRD and cancel it and say screw the invoice.
And that's what we talk about, right? When you
I have no problem doing it. I have no problem.
$500.
You live. That's a point is you live, you learn as a collector.
Yeah.
And that's another example of what, because here's another thing. And if we're having like a little bit of an open convo, but as an in-art, as a customer now, because I am officially a customer, I followed things a little more closely than, maybe as like an outsider. And what I mean by this, Fabs, is the Superman. I knew that I was POing that Superman. Like I wanted that Superman. So I followed that progress very closely. I thought that it was really shady, which I'm not surprised, but I kind of was, that when we saw that thing flying and all those promo photos, because if you remember, up to the day before the launch, because it came out on a Monday and it was like that Sunday, we didn't get any promo photos of that figure, like official photos. Then that Sunday, we got a slew of like 20 photos. Every YouTuber was talking about it, except for one photo, which was how the hell does it fly?
Yep.
And it wasn't until it was put up for pre-order the next day, you then found out. And I remember, shout out to, I got an email I got a message from someone in HK that was in a store that said, yo, sent me a photo, said, yo, this son of a bitch, you have to unzip the jacket to stick something in the back. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. And this is
and they didn't show that photo until it went up for pre-order, as if that was going to give you backlash. So we held back that photo, just like Harry Potter. Props to you, Rudy. They've never mentioned. A lot of collectors are assuming that he can fly on that broom out of the box, and if he can't,
here's the thing. Here's one thing that the fact that Rudy brought that up to them was a big deal, because I can guarantee you not many, if any, other people did. The one thing I do think will happen though regarding that specific thing with the broom is this: when they were complaining about the Gandalf's, I don't know if it was the sword. I don't know.
No, it was the staff. He didn't come with like an extra staff.
Right. So did they not fix that, or they did? They did, right?
They did.
Right.
A lot of channels are claiming they were the ones that got them to fix it, but
correct. So
they added a second staff or something.
Right. So I thought they did fix it. So what I'm going to say is this:
that they'll address
because of the fact that they did fix the Gandalf with the stick, to avoid issues with their second figure. I think that they may figure an easy way or to throw in some type of attachment for the figure to fly. I could guarantee you that, again, to avoid any issues and avoid any complaints. And if
they better.
Ryan just said right now, I'll cancel my figure. If a lot of other, more people do that or say that, you better believe that they will fix it 100%.
Right. And that's the point though. At that price point, it has to be included.
They have to, absolutely.
And just like you said, right, going back to the Jazz Inc., like I said, the 22 Batmobile at that price point, right, which it's over $1,000, right? It's a $1,500-$1,600 vehicle. Yep. I don't care if you're a mom and pop
expensive shipping, dude.
Plus, it's like $300 to ship, so it's going to be close to $2,000, right? Once that gets there, I'm going to be pissed off if that has all those fingerprints. It's going to be insane.
Yeah. And one thing that Ryan mentioned, just real quickly, Rudy, one thing that he mentioned that, as he spoke on it, blew my mind because he didn't even flinch about it. You were talking about the Superman being 400-ish. Now, you personally, you're buying it, correct? You pre-ordered it.
I have it. I day one pre-ordered it.
Right. So you personally owning Hot Toys and owning, I'm going to assume you own a Hot Toys by Superman.
He's right there, Justice League. Right there.
Right. So you own a Superman. Now, owning this Superman by Hot Toys, do you think, and by seeing these pictures of the in-art Superman, do you really think and believe deep down inside that their figure is worth that much more than a Hot Toys figure?
So I will say this to you, and this is where my opinion is now versus seeing it in hand. I expect it to be better than a Hot Toys figure.
Correct. You would expect it, absolutely. Anybody would.
And that is what. Now, do I think? I've seen your opinion, and we can disagree. Do I think, looking at everything proportionate wise, does it look better than the Hot Toys one? Yeah, it does. Does the head sculpt look better?
In what sense?
that it looks more proportionate. Like this one over here looks like he crunched leg day 7 days in a row. Like
So you're
his
talking
thighs are
about
like out of.
specifically the body.
Yeah, I think the body on the in art
Because you
one
know
looks
the
more.
outfit that looks nothing like it's supposed to. That shine
Exactly.
doesn't
No,
go
no.
on.
Oh, no. I understand. No, dude.
Right.
I don't know. I think the sculpt looks better. It still could use. I think the stupid little piece of hair is stupid.
Right.
I get it. But
So
as a figure, but as an overall figure, I do think it looks better. But that's the key word. I think it looks better from what I see. But then I got to see it in hand, and I'll
So
be
now-
more honest about it. But for the amount of money, I do expect it to be a better figure.
I was gonna say, so now to you, what makes it valuable is the proportion. So if the figure is proportionate, that to you is worth whatever they charge because it's more, right? That's what you're saying.
I think that, and I'm also expecting the quality to be better, the quality of the materials to be better, the cape, everything like that. Like there's expectations that I do expect. I like the idea that it has the 2 sculpts. I think that like for me personally, when I saw the picture of that angry sculpt of him hovering, I was like, boom, that's the pose that I want him in, is him hovering with the angry expression, because I like that version. I do think that looks better than the Hot Toys one, and it's okay. However, I'm still reserving that percentage of judgment until I get it in hand. I can get it in hand and be like, yo, dude, this thing really
Correct.
isn't that great. It's not
right.
that great.
So this is what
So,
you're hoping. This is
so
what
as a
you're hoping.
customer, as of right now, they sold me on that. They're putting up a very good sale right now because they got me on it. So they
Now-
got my NRD. I'm good. I'm locked in, and I'm gonna follow that through. Like the Harry Potter one, I'll drop that thing in a heartbeat. I already said I'll drop it if they don't fix something. Superman, I'm gonna ride that thing out because. Also, to be fair, I want to get something in art to see what this is all about. I
Right.
want to see what the experience is about, the unboxing. I
Right.
want to see this from start to finish. I want to see how long it takes for me to get this thing and kind of document the experience and just
Right.
kind of feel for it. And listen, if I never get another in art figure, at least like the Superman's a good one that like I could live with that one. The Harry Potter one is very weird because you almost got to commit to like Dumbledore and like everything else.
The
to
other
make
2
it work.
kids, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
line.
like-
You're committing to a line there. Yeah.
Exactly. This Superman, I can live with that and be done with it if I really had to.
And now the last question for you, Ryan, before I get to Rudy. You said you expect the figure to be better, better materials. What can you, from obviously what you've seen, what you own personally, what can you expect that would be better than a Hot Toys material? Like what can they, step it up in the sense of, all right, this material stretches better, is better with the matte, obviously, because that Superman suit's not supposed to shine. So it's better with the matte, or, what would you expect better material wise, since it's one thing you mentioned?
I mean, I just think I like the idea that it's coming with a wired cape where I have the Justice League one specifically, comes with a drape cape. And I know the drape cape for the Hot Toys one isn't it's very heavy. And I know they make custom ones for it. I've had custom ones by like Jackson Jew and stuff like that made for it. Yeah, I mean, I may not be given the best answer because I think I know where you're going with it in terms of like how good can the qualities be, but I think it's
because it's a very fair question because you're not alone. You're not alone.
No, I'm expecting basically everything on the figure just to be raised another notch.
Well,
that's what it is. I'm just expecting that.
Correct.
I'm expecting, I'm not going to sit there and like rub the thighs on to see how the quality of the suits are, but I am expecting an overall, like, I mean, granted, this figure, the Justice League one came out in what, 2018, 19, whatever it was. I think it was 20,
like
whatever it is. So, I mean, to be fair, InArt has had 5 years ahead technology wise, give or take 5 years ahead. So that's why I'm saying it's like I expect things to be better, just everything raised. I expect better head sculpts. I think the Henry Cavill head sculpt looks good. It's not perfect. I'm expecting better head sculpts. And also I like the idea of another Superman to pose him in a different way. So I kind of have 2 to go with. Same thing with the Jazz Inc. Batmobile. And I have the Hot Toys and the Jazz Inc. on order. I'm expecting the Jazz Inc. Batmobile to completely blow the Hot Toys one out of the water. They're 2 separate things, 2 different companies making them. They're for different types of collectors. But I do expect when people say you're putting that kind of money into the 89, I'm expecting it to be better in every single aspect. But I don't know.
Well, for your sake, my friend,
and I hope so.
Best thing in the world. That's all you can say. That's all you can hope for.
That's
because
it. Hope and faith. That's all I have.
With them, it looks like it's a hit or miss. But let me get to you guys real quickly before we continue. We got Chris in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here. We got Nathan in the house. How are you, my friend? Oh my God, you're a joker. Yeah, no, that is the most painful thing I've ever lived through. He felt so bad. I was like, oh. Action in the Box. How are you, my friend? Thank you for being here tonight. We got, let's see who else. We got a super chat. Wait, we got Wish. We got Wishmaster. How are you, my friend? Welcome. It's making me starving. And we got a super chat from Luis. Says definition of buying. This guy, unbelievable. Always talking. Here you go, my friend. This is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
This is my boy. This is my boy. This is my boy.
All right, so let's see what you guys are saying real quickly. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. We got Tony in the house. Welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here tonight. We got Howard Chan says amazing topic. Amazing topic. Ah, man. Thank you for being here, my friend. My friend Howard that's my boy. Hey, wait.
This is my boy. This is my boy. This is
All right, let's see. We got Figman says, y'all can order from Infart. I'll stick with hot. Yeah, exactly. HT Collector. I can feel the hater. Good morning from Singapore. Welcome. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. First timer. That's a new name. Sounds like looks like a burner, but I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt. So Rudy, now coming from first of all, do you own a Joker?
I don't.
You don't.
I
do
don't.
you own the Gandalf?
Nope.
What
So
have you pre-ordered so far?
The only one I pre-ordered was the Harry Potter, and that's more in line with how I collect, which is it's all about IP for me, right? So Hot Toys right now has Marvel. That's my primary thing, and I get pretty much almost most of their Marvel figures. So when Inart came out with the Joker, I got to be honest, right? And we're talking about quality, and yeah, the Jokers are the Hot Toys ones are 10 years old, right? So you can't expect them to be the same. I'm still pretty happy with the ones I have.
Right.
I still have that original DX, the very first one that was the dual pack with the Cop Joker. That is still a great figure, right?
Yep.
And I'm not going to get rid of it. And to me, when Inart came out with the Joker, it's almost like Ryan's response to J&D, right? I watched that J&D stream when they're like, we're going to do a Joker, basically. It was like, oh, here we go again. Really? Are we still doing this? So I passed on that one. Gandalf was tempting because I do like Lord of the Rings, but it's the same thing. You have to commit to a major line, right? So I decided not to. Pennywise, not into the horror thing.
Wait, so why do you when you say you have to commit? Why? You mean like you're completist? You have to get everything.
Well, if you're gonna get a Gandalf, right? It's the Fellowship of the Ring, right? So you're gonna get.
You don't have to get them all, or you personally have to get.
I
them
personally
all?
would like to collect the whole set, right? So when they announced the Harry Potter, for me it was like, all right, that's a license I like. My kids are getting into it, right? My girls are starting to really enjoy it. So I'm like, all right, that's a figure that Hot Toys isn't making. Who has the license? Star Race has the license right now, and that's like, all right, clearly this hopefully should be better than that. So that was the reason that was the appealing one, right? It's a license that I was interested in, and all of a sudden it's somebody's putting it out there. It was the first license Inart had that kind of appealed to me. So the other ones, right, I'm happy with the Hot Toys product. The Batman, again, right, I talked about that, the price difference between the Hot Toys set and the Inart set, and for me, it was a no-brainer to go Hot Toys on that one.
Right, they give us value too. You know what I mean?
Right,
it's value for the quality as well.
Right.
The one thing that I that Ryan mentioned earlier, and I'm going to ask you this, Rudy, too. When you ordered your Harry Potter, right? It's a little figure, super expensive for the size of the figure.
Right.
What do you expect out of that figure for the price? Is it number one, the fact that you know that Hot Toys will probably never make it, or at least no time soon, and you're like, you know what, let me just suck it up to have the figure in my collection? Or do you, like Ryan, do you actually believe that there's going to be something so amazing or so much better about this figure that you're like, you know what, I need it in my collection?
So it's twofold, right? I think the first one is exactly what you said, is it's a license I don't think Hot Toys is going to touch, right?
But they do have the license, just not for 6 scale.
They do. They definitely do. But I just don't see them, and I could be wrong, right? Howard could release something tomorrow. Right,
Correct.
that blows me out of the mind.
Correct.
He's in the
So I
live chat. Just ask him.
wrong.
He's here. Howard's here. Ask him.
Howard, are we going to get a Harry Potter? Are you
Take
going to
first
pursue the
ask him.
license? But no, seriously. So that was the appealing thing. It was, all right, I don't think anybody's going to make this. And the figure itself, the prototype at least, looks decent, right? Now, do I expect it to be better than Hot Toys? I think, like Ryan said, I'm taking a chance on the money, the cost, and I'm hoping that it's at least as good as a Hot Toys. And then I'm going to tell you I overpaid for that thing when I do the review. Right?
Absolutely.
And the other thing ultimately is, for me, it's a character I don't think anybody else is going to make. So that's why it is. And then I went with the premium package because, yeah, I ate into the hype a little bit. I want to see what the hype is about. So I want to at least invest in one of their products, right? And say, is it worth it? And judge on my own. Right, on my own merit, having the thing in hand to tell you I think it's worth it or it's way overpriced.
And really, two things to touch on the Harry Potter, because as Rudy was talking, another thing kind of clicked in my head, Fabs, and one thing that is more specific, that for me, not that it was partial. All right, so what pushed me over the edge to get the Harry Potter, like what was actually the nail in the coffin? I was teetering on Harry Potter for a while. Like I want it, we're not sure. The first Harry Potter when they were kids is not my favorite movie. I prefer them when they're older. You know, I like those older, the older movies. But I will say, Fabs, and this is one thing that's screwed up about In Art, and I wish I had it screenshot and to prove my point, but I know that it happened, is that I also pre-ordered, and what the nail in the coffin was is that Kit put up something says we're cutting off POs at this date. Right. And I was like, shit, I got to get in and get this figure. Like, and I remember, I think the date of it was like September, because I remember it was around my wedding anniversary. I just remember the date. That's why it stuck in my head. And I actually pre-ordered it on a specific Sunday in September, I think it was, because he was calling it like last call, like, you want this is the last day to get it. So I ordered it on the last day. But what's hilarious about that is that the cutoff, I think, was supposed to be months before that. Right. It was supposed to be like June or July, and they completely surpassed that. So like I let it go personally as long as I could until he was like, hey guys, final cutoff. And I was like, oh shit, all right, you know what, I'm doing it. I dove in. So call that FOMO. But it's another issue, is that, like, as an in-art customer, like the Superman, we're cutting it off at this date. If you're going to cut it off at that date, stick to the date. And they didn't. Harry Potter, they went past that a lot, actually. So.
And that's what happens. That's what,
and also the other thing, as a collector, and I think Fabs, because you've been in the game longer than, a lot. I think sometimes it's like, I'm not going to be that person that says, oh, well, we all may not be here tomorrow. Sometimes you just jump in when you jump in. Like you wait too long. It's just kind of like, what are you waiting for? You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes there's not always going to be a 2.0. So sometimes you just got to screw it and pull the trigger and hope for that. And, it is what it is. Things happen. I mean,
So one thing that, going to piggyback on that. And we talked about one of the points that Joker J had made. And I'm going to read, the first one right now, because I think it's really important and really interesting how he picked that up from, I guess, whatever they had posted. So where the hell is he? Joker J right here. So point number one, guys. So this is from Joker J. Companies with regional licensing making quantities for worldwide distribution, yet hiding behind regional responsibility only to avoid having to support the consumers is shady. So pretty much what he's trying to say is, as we know, InArt is only licensed, in Asia, right? So just that region, Asia. The problem is they're looking to ship worldwide. So they're attaching themselves to what? Pop culture in Australia. I believe he mentioned Comic Concept as well. That would be North America.
Kit.
So Kit as well, but that's Asia. So that that's benefit. That's good for them over there. That's who should be dealing with this stuff. Somebody in Asia, because that's where they're licensed. The thing is, the point that Joker J tries to make is a company that is partially licensed, right? Only one license in a specific region, right? Asia only. Why is this company looking to ship worldwide if they're only licensed locally? And again, going back to the point, there are going to be issues that these figures are going to have, that this product is going to have. By them, being licensed in a specific area but selling everywhere else is opening up everybody everywhere else but Asia to having issues if there's a problem with the figure, right? So they could easily, like they said, and I'm telling you guys what John said word for word during a stream. He said, make sure that whatever you are going to order, you order from somebody that you trust and that you know. You cannot come to us for any issues. If there are any issues, you have to go to wherever you bought it from, right? Which I understand, right? If we buy something from Sideshow, we can't go to Hot Toys and say, hey, fix my problem.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's understandable. But the way that he was trying to put that out there was, do not bother us about any issues, right? It wasn't about, it's common sense that you're not gonna contact the manufacturer for an issue that the retailer could fix, right? So you, Rudy, what do you think specifically about that?
I mean, look, the worldwide license thing, that's pretty interesting, right? Because John, when InArt started launching, he specifically targeted, he went on YouTube streams all over the place, right? And if you look at who's watching these, a lot of these are US based streamers.
Correct.
So it's clear that even, they were trying to play a little game there, which is shady. They knew who was buying their product, right? They knew who they were trying to appeal to.
Correct.
Even though they didn't have the worldwide license,
Absolutely.
They thought they were going to do that. And then they had the Vegas show, right? That Denobi went to and he streamed through. And again, you're not going to showcase these figures, unless you're trying to appeal to a particular audience. So you're trying to get to the US market. So yeah, I think the whole approach is shady. I think by them, John saying that, again, it should have been common sense. I don't know that he needed to say that, but it just throws a little bit into the whole thing, into shadiness. And you know what's interesting? And not to throw J&D in the mix because they're not even players yet, right?
Right.
But Daniel, their guy, right, their head of marketing, he got asked a question on the stream when they teased the 1/6, and he said, they asked him, is that figure going to be available worldwide? And he said, pretty much yes. So then it becomes a question of, how is J&D getting, if they do get the worldwide license, how are they getting that ability and InArt isn't, right? I'm just curious.
I can tell you that right off the bat. And this is the same reason why I've been saying what I've been saying from day one. This company came out of nowhere to take money. It's that simple. That's all they're doing. That's all they're here for. They're trying to take as much money as possible per figure. Again, from where? The American market. 100%. If they were worried about their Asian market, guess what? They would have used their Queen Studios hookup, which is mostly over there, and they would have spread that like wildfire in Asia. But because they didn't care for that market, they wanted this market. That's why they were, willing to go for pop culture, willing to go for comic concepts, because they need that money from here, which is also what gave it away. The first, the 3-day window, pre-order window for that Joker,
Right.
When they noticed that nobody fell for it, they said, you know what, we have to leave this open. So that was my giveaway 100% the moment they decided to leave that 3-day window open. Because no company, and that was one. Number two, no company comes in as a new player overcharging more than Hot Toys, when this company, they make and you could justify it and say, well, they don't make the same volume, so they need to make, they need to price it a little bit higher because they're going to make less volume. Understandable. But don't sit there and say that the reason why you're overcharging is because the licensor told you to. That doesn't even make sense. Because if that were the case, because even Justin said it on that video, WB told them to price it at 400. That's the Superman specifically. That's a lie. How come no Hot Toys Superman is priced at 400? If the licensor is the one telling them and forcing them to do these prices, how come Hot Toys is always cheaper than InArt?
Just to play devil's advocate on that one, though, I think, because I've been following all the news stories, just like all of us, I do think that was specific to the Joaquin Phoenix Joker. He was saying that one had to be priced at a certain level because
Had to
they
be.
didn't
I
want
think they
that-
said that one had to be minimum 1,000 for them to be able to get that
Right.
figure.
Well, I'm
Right.
talking
That's
about
why that's why
specifically-
it's supposedly that one's like a super going to potentially be a super limited run of like a few hundred, just because they just
Right.
want
What,
to
the
bang it out and
Superman?
move on. No,
the Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Oh no! I'm talking about when Justin was talking about the Superman while being at that
Yeah, that I didn't hear. I heard
yeah,
I
no,
heard in
that's
his
a
video
video.
I heard about the Joker saying
Right.
that WB commanded a minimum $1,000 that it needed to be in order if they wanted to make that figure. And
Yeah,
hence
I
why
hadn't heard
they-
about the Superman.
Yeah,
Oh no,
I didn't
yeah,
hear about the Superman.
he was literally, aiming at the
Yeah.
Superman, saying, "Oh, the shine looks great." And I'm like, "The shine looks great." I'm like, "That suit's not supposed to even have a shine on it. So what are you
Right.
talking about?" And then that's what he said. He's like, "Oh yeah, apparently." I don't remember if he said DC Comics or WB, whatever he said. He said, they told him that they needed to price it. And my thing was, and that's what
Well, he's a lot. He's a lying sack of garbage.
Well,
anyway.
that's exactly why it's not true. The fact that they said it and then he said it doesn't make sense, right? Because we would know that Hot Toys has to specifically price their stuff at a specific price every single time because they're told to by the licensor. And that doesn't make any sense. Because if I have a company, your company, and there are some specific examples. Like, for example, you have Sony, right? Not Sony. What the hell is that sound company? Bose. Bose, if you search for any Bose product, whoever the retail is, they're all the same pricing everywhere.
Well, Apple is the same way. They're price
Correct.
protected. Yes.
Right. So you can only, depending on whatever contract that company has, some companies don't like messing with their prices, right? That's
Right.
understandable. But we know, again, that Marvel is not that company. DC is not that company. Star Wars is not that company, because that's why these prices always vary per product. So for them to come out of nowhere and say, "Oh, well, DC told us to," that's a lie. That's a lie, because it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. So that's one thing I wanted to point out. Also, now, point number two. Actually, no, you Ryan, your turn.
Well, it's everything Rudy says. It's shady, and it's what it is. They locked into, like you said. What's interesting is, I'm not gonna. I agree with everything Rudy is saying. And it's like I said, it's that marketing strategy. They really, like they latched onto the streamers, the YouTubers, to push the narrative, and it's the narrative that's been pushed. It's, you smile because when I say the word YouTuber or streamers, you get like you get all tickly and giddy when I don't know what rant I'm going to go on.
Because I hate it when you talk about me to my face. No, I'm kidding.
I'm talking about the ones who talk about collecting but don't collect. So.
Those are
no,
my
it's
those
the
are my
truth
favorite.
though. It's all like, here's, look over here while it's over here. It's the same BS.
Correct.
It's
Correct.
just
No, and the biggest slap in the face is when they send out product to the YouTubers before the customers, and then they take a half-ass picture and everybody, and then in art, "Oh, beautiful picture by," and everybody, "Oh, wow," and the figure is 20 feet away from the camera, and it's like, "Oh, it's amazing." It's like,
yeah, that thing was
obvious.
That's the thing that's funny is that I might as well talk about that because that's something that I definitely want to say. So no, it's because it's true, because you told me I can't curse, which is the problem. I'm trying to formulate this in a very proper opinion. I can't. But what BS? I'll call it BS, but it makes no sense. And I'm not going to give clout to other channels because they don't deserve it. But like, you put out a product early for them to look at. I was trying to grasp this concept the other day. Someone was talking to, and I think I put a post on my YouTube channel. Like, I think I did a poll, and it was what I expected. I was like, if NR puts out these batches, like, to YouTubers, would you rather have them not do early advanced copies and let other people get them? And a lot of people were like, yeah, like YouTubers shouldn't get them. And some people were commenting, and I remember one comment resonated with me. And it's like, well, it's really no different than like a movie reviewer going to see a movie and like, giving you their review and like letting you know how it was. And I was like, yeah, I could justify that if the movie, I can go see the movie after I watch the review. Right. But when YouTubers are getting these figures, the figures are already sold out. So what's the point? And I know that what I mean by that, Fabs, is,
which doesn't make any sense by
there's like a Hot Toys figure. Okay, I do a review on a Hot Toys figure, or anyone does a review on a Hot Toys figure. Chances are you can turn. Well, no, what I mean is you can still go buy, because there's a percentage of people that won't go and pre-order stuff.
Yeah.
They'll wait because they want to see in-hand reviews.
Right. Correct.
And see how those are. Like, is the RoboCop too purple or is it too blue? Whatever it is. And you could still go buy that figure from someone reputable, maybe not Sideshow, but someone reputable.
Correct.
But with in art, you can't buy the freaking figure anywhere. So what's the point of putting it out there for those people that are like, I want to wait to see what this in art product looks like in final review from someone that has it in hand. Oh, let me go buy it. Okay, go give Kit a shout out. Kit doesn't have it on his website though, so it's like it's counterproductive. It doesn't make any sense. So therefore, I don't think it's worth it personally to give out advanced copies. It just doesn't make sense. And I'm not coming from someone like, oh, you sound jealous. I don't care. I don't care about. Listen,
I would never think that. I would never.
No. But there's other people out there. And I'm putting it out there because me personally, I'm all about patience. I don't know why people want to rush collecting because you just put yourself in a hole. I have figures on order. I'm okay if I don't get another figure for the rest of the year because I'm just paying off invoices. I'm cool doing my thing. I'm fine. You know, that's just me though.
It's only,
I'm crazy.
No. So, but that's what happens.
But then when you put these
show offs and
like the 22 Batman is going to be the same pissing match. So the 22 Batman is going to come out from Hot Toys. I know 4 or 5 places. I don't have it on pre-order personally, but I know 4 or 5 places I can get that figure right now at retail. Right now, I can get that figure. But when the in art one comes out, I can't get that figure from anyone that I would really trust, which is pretty much Kit.
Right.
I'm not going to go to TW doesn't do in art anymore because they're basically at the Titanic sinking. But that's the point, is that it's going to be this comparison thing, and you can't even get one of them pretty much. So like whoever got them. So it's like,
well,
what's the point?
To a certain extent, though, that's a smart way to do it, because think about it, they're not overproducing. So whatever they make, that's it, and it'll hold value. If obviously somebody wants to buy or somebody wants to sell, then they're not.
But the other problem is that it goes back to them kind of taking a victory lap for something. I don't think it's worth taking a victory lap because in my, like the way I look at in art releases is you have the pre-stage YouTuber edition, and then you have like batch 1, batch 2 to the blue collar collector. For me, putting out a few figures in YouTubers' hands doesn't give them a victory lap of like, we met our deadline.
No, that's not what I meant.
No, but I know what you're talking about in terms of kind of like unintentional exclusivity.
Correct. Yes.
I get it. It's still bullshit. It is, but I mean, it is what it is.
No, but so it's very true that that's one thing that I noticed, and I'm like, well, if they're really set, because I'm not keeping track of this stuff, but if they are selling out, once they're gone, they're gone. That is a very good positive because you're buying figures that at least are going to hold their value. So that if you go sell it, unless you're desperate for that money, you don't have to sell it.
But then that's the other thing that you can look at buy and sell trade and how many people have been dumping Jokers online.
Right.
Well, I haven't seen one recently, but I did see them like months ago. They were like,
oh no, it was every other day. Like you saw.
I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, like in the buy and sell trade, it was just funny how they were popping up so much where people were dumping. The biggest thing was people were buying the 2-packs and splitting them up because no one wanted the jail cell. They just wanted the purple coat. There was that phase. And then there was people that were just selling them off because there was slews of them.
Oh no, I haven't seen. I saw maybe total of 4 up for sale
over the last
5 months.
Over the last 6 months, I can send you screenshots of over. I'm no kidding, no lie, of over 50 or 60.
Are they going for below retail or
retail or below?
Oh, see, I didn't know that. So I guess that's
not as much now. I admit, not as much now as it's been because people.
Yeah, because I haven't seen.
Especially when the Hot Toys one that got announced, it kind of died down a little bit. But
gotcha. I know Bob sold his immediately as soon as he saw that one go up. He sold his in art right away. Yeah. But yeah, guys, if you guys have one, a purple coat Joker, let me know. I need one.
Wait for the Hot Toys one; it won't break.
Oh, I know. No, literally, it would never break. So now we have another point here by his name is Giuliano. He says, I will be honest, I don't want to offend anyone or let everyone collect what they are most grateful for and what makes them happy without real controversy and without making comparisons of who is the best, etc., etc. But since when have these gentlemen arrived in the world of 1/6? And I hope that even more options will arrive. Each Hot Toys announcement that arrives creates less and less hype and excitement in me. I repeat, it is a personal sensation, but it seems to me that while some dedicate themselves to more sophisticated manufacturing techniques, no, wrong. To making makes. Blech. I repeat, it is a personal sensation, but it seems to me that while some dedicate themselves to making expensive toys, others make collectible figures that are more up to date with new, more sophisticated manufacturing techniques. I don't know what the hell he's talking about there. He's pretty much saying that InArt has more sophisticated techniques than Hot Toys, whatever that means. They don't even have a factory. But anyway, I thank Hot Toys for the work done so far and for having opened this world to everyone. But I think the time has come to leave the throne and renew itself. That is just my opinion.
No.
So,
No.
Rudy.
Yeah.
Let him have it, Rudy. Let him have it.
No, listen, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. So kudos to this person for having that thought. But look, what licenses do they have? Like I said, I collect figures that I have some kind of a connection to, and sure, Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, Joker, but they don't have Marvel. They don't have Star Wars right now, right? They even asked John, "Are you going to do a John Wick?" And he said, "No, not in the cards." Hot Toys gave us a John Wick. The way I collect based on things that I feel connected to, right? So I get excited. I'm excited when Hot Toys announces a new Marvel figure, a new Star Wars figure, the John Wick, the Feral Predator. And let's be honest, Hot Toys has done some crazy figures. We were talking about this earlier. This year alone, right? Because I'm starting to look at the figures that I got, and I don't have any InArt to compare, but you're telling me that Falcon, that Sam Wilson Captain America figure isn't a work of art? The sculpt on that is a 10 out of 10. That looks like like Anthony Mackie.
Yep.
And then the engineering for the wings.
Yep.
All right, talk to me when InArt does something like that. And then let's look at the Carnage. The Carnage is a beast of a figure, right? Again, scale-wise, what they did with those tentacles, that thing is insane if you have it in hand. How can you say that you're not excited by that? Listen, if you don't like the license,
Right.
okay, that's fine. But for somebody that likes the license, that figure is a masterpiece. And then look at some of the older guys. We were talking about, I have the original Groot figure that came out of Guardians of the Galaxy. That figure is a work of art. And I still look at that, and that figure is still amazing.
The one with the yellow hand?
Yeah, the adult Groot, right? It's awesome. You put Rocket on his shoulder.
Yeah.
I just don't. For me, it's about licenses. I don't think InArt has the IP to compete. And if they don't have the IP, I don't care if it's the most amazing looking. I like Gandalf, but let's say the most amazing Pennywise. That's not going to get me excited, right? Now you do the Ahsoka that just got teased, right?
The white
Ahsoka the White. That's pretty exciting, right? You got the Tony Stark with the suit jumping out of the window. That's pretty impressive. So kudos again. If this person feels that way, that they're entitled to their opinion. But for me, talk to me when InArt does something that is exciting to me, right? The Harry Potter was an exciting release because it was something we hadn't seen in a while. But the other pieces, I don't know. No, to me, I disagree with that opinion completely.
Ryan.
I replied back to this post. I said, "Thank you for the stupidest post of the day." I literally said that. Wait, my comment was, I replied to this post. I said, "Thank you for the stupidest post of the day." That's what I think I said it was, like the stupidest post of the day. That wasn't. This post was a couple weeks back. I think it was.
Yeah. No. This was a
No,
while back.
I know. If you go to this, because I just checked it, this is still live on this Facebook group, and I was the first one that commented. I laughed at it. I said, "Thank you for the stupidest post of the day," or the award for stupidest post of the day goes to, and I pointed to this.
Right.
Yeah. And I sent you a picture on Instagram what my response is to this.
I just saw it.
Yeah. So if anyone wants to...
this is what he responded.
The strands for the...
Like, that's my response.
Literally, that was his response.
Yeah.
So
I can dive into this so much, but
the one thing, that this post to me was probably the most uneducated, and he says it's my opinion not to cause problems, blah blah blah. But for him to say that, what kind of collection does he even have? You know, how does he know what Hot Toys has done? You know, how does he know, you know, how far Hot Toys has come from, you know, when they started? I can guarantee you he doesn't. It's somebody that just came in, most likely a 2020 collector, has a few figures. All of a sudden, oh, you know, I'm bored of this. Something new came out. Let me jump. Again, none of this makes sense. None of this is even accurate, right? How is Hot Toys all of a sudden not so good anymore? Yeah, exactly. To him,
Right.
because we don't know what he's got. We don't know what he buys. We don't know what he's talking about. So, you know, I point this out because to me, it's mind blowing that there are people in the community speaking this way about Hot Toys. They clearly know absolutely nothing about the company.
Well, as of right now, in terms of pre-release, this is just Sideshow, so take it for what it is. On coming soon, they have 29 figures.
Oh my
On
god!
pre-release, they have 134. InArt has InArt has
2.
2.5 if you want to count Pennywise, like not
Right.
even. But I'm just saying, like the numbers speak for themselves. And the problem is that InArt is gassed up by YouTubers.
Correct. And
by
only that's it.
influencers.
That's the hype.
That's
the hype. That's the hype.
And here's the problem is that, and I'm like, gloves are coming off because I'm tired of giving a shit. The community, when we think the community, and I said this to you before, Fabs, like I know you say you everybody include, but you know, there's only a handful of YouTubers that I think people think about. Dude, there's so much out there. The community is so vast.
Yep.
There's so many people. Like Rudy is an example. He doesn't stream, but he makes great. He's about to hit 1,000 subscribers, by the way. Hey, by the way, anyone subscribe to Rudy's channel. Get him to 1,000 subs.
Yeah, no, I have all his Instagram also for you, Ryan.
But
Instagram and YouTube channels for both of them. So check them out, guys.
But like Rudy's, I use him as an example. Like Rudy, you know, he does great content. I just found them because I was just searching for people. I commented on his stuff. We started building a rapport. I introduced him to Fat. You know, it's just what it is. But like he's someone that's, I mean, numbers don't make 1,000 subscribers don't. It doesn't mean anything. There's people that have 5,000 subscribers. They get 150 views on the channel, which is all fake.
Yes, that I've seen. You know,
so I mean, subscribers don't mean anything. So if you're seeing people putting out quality content, it's all that matters. But what I'm trying to say is that there's so many YouTubers that are like under the radar that people don't know about, that if you said, hey, what are your top 6 scale YouTubers? I guarantee you the same names are going to be named in the top 10. And it's like, it's all bullshit stuff. It is. It's just like streams, like, you know, whatever. And it's just
there's
the
no
same.
Substance. There's no substance to them.
But there's no substance, and they're stream hopping, and it's just over and over and
same
over
thing
again.
over again.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when InArt hits it, and that's what, and I'm just like, and you say it all the time, Faz, but like, open your eyes. When John goes on a stream, notice he's doing a lot less streaming.
Yeah.
But the reality is, when he made his rounds on all the talk show channels, literally I could have looked at my wall and asked the same question and got the same response. He goes on. Credit to Yost, at least minimum when he goes on a stream, he brings production photos, videos. This is, I mean, yeah, if you want to believe it all, that's fine, but he gives you stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, what are you working on? Well, here's some videos of the 89 prototype that we got on, you know what I'm saying? Like, he shows you stuff that as someone who's invested financially, like, oh, okay, dude, John sits there in front of a cell phone and just listens to people badger on about how great his stuff is. And then he just sits there and asks the same questions, answers the same questions over and over again. And then eventually, Fabs, at one point of the stream, it turns into a wish list stream where people flood it. Like, are you guys going to make Terminator? Are you guys going to do Predator?
And then the answer is the same.
And then he sits there and goes, well, you know, I got to walk by the marketing room and look at the big whiteboard, and they have names on the board. And, you know, I really got to get back to you on that one. I'm really not really sure, but we're going to find out. And that's what you get left with. But then everyone somehow thinks they had this eye-opening moment, like Eureka, they discovered fire. And it's like, wow, this is amazing. And it's all bullshit.
Yeah. You know, I got to jump in there because I got to talk about John. John, you are 100% right, Ryan.
Oh, thank you. I know I don't hear that enough. Thank you.
I watched those streams too. right? Because you're interested. I want to hear what he
No, I
has.
stopped watching them though. I stopped watching them because I don't want. No, I'm being serious.
Oh,
No, I have
yeah.
since stopped watching because it doesn't offer any context to me. It
That's
doesn't
the
do
point.
anything.
And the biggest thing I had with a lot of these streams where he was on too is Hot Toys was getting hit on a lot. Like Hot Toys doesn't tell us what they're doing, and they're right. They're not
Right.
wrong.
Correct.
Right? Hot Toys is a black book. They do whatever they want.
Well, I have
But
an answer
then,
to that once you're done. I'll respond.
but then John comes in, right? And again, what is he saying? His response is always, "We'll look into that.
Yep.
I'll get back to you." And when does he get back to you? He never gets back to you, right?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, like you said, that's their big eureka moment. It's like we have communication with InArt and we're influencing what they're going to do. But
Correct.
are you really? I would almost rather look at the body of work that Hot Toys is doing. And look, as a Marvel guy, I'm surprised we got the 4 figures we did from Loki. I'm surprised we got the 2 Eternals figures because nobody cared about that movie except for me, right? I'm surprised we got they're going as deep as they are in Thor: Love and Thunder with 4 figures from that. You think InArt's going to do that?
Never.
I mean,
Yeah.
but yet somehow InArt going on these streams, they're communicating with the community and they're giving us what we want. I just
in your
I have an
answer
issue.
to Hot Toys with no communication is, you know why? Because they're busy cooking. They have 134 figures plus 28 coming, and you know, not for, I mean, that's the reality. They're busy cooking and making stuff, and that's the thing is with Hot Toys. Yeah, it sucks. There's no communication, but you know what, man? At least they're honest and transparent and not giving you anything. Like it is what it is. Like you just get a figure and it's what it is.
Right.
InArt just keeps blowing smoke up ass, and it's like,
Correct.
you know, it just. I don't get it. I'd rather have nothing. Just go radio silent, put figures out, and just call it a day. And InArt has to step their game up and get figures out. Sorry, they have to get figures out, and they're not doing a good job. I mean, there's just too much talk. They're taking too many NRDs, and every time they go to a new showcase and they show off more figures, I'm like, damn it, because it's like you're already building up a big book. And I said this from a long time ago, don't fall into the Hot Toys issue where it once again Hot Toys has 134 figures. Let's get some figures out. Like, don't be that, but they're on that pathway of being that, where you're gonna have so many pre-orders and not enough releases. And I criticize Hot Toys for that sometimes, like, yo, your books are a little lopsided,
crazy.
And InArt's gonna escalate to that very quickly.
We have a comment here. It says, I asked John at InArt one-on-one of the streams about my concerns about the magnetic feet and figure falling over, and he said the ankles are strong, so he will never fall. Well, that was a lie. We got Liam in the house. How are you, my friend? Welcome. Thank you for being here tonight. So the thing I don't like, this is what I don't like. How are you? And this is why, like, I don't even know why I waste my time sometimes. Like, you know, like, why are we even having this discussion about a company being better than Hot Toys when they have literally 3 figures out? Right. You know, like it doesn't even make sense. And it gets to a point where it's like, is it really worth wasting, you know, your time trying to like prove this point that doesn't make sense? But I feel like it's necessary because just like it started spreading, and like Ryan said, and I've said this, you know, plenty of times too, all that came from streaming and YouTubing. That's it. If you notice Hot Toys doesn't need to go on anybody's stream because they don't need anybody's, you know, help, right? They're established. They don't need any YouTuber to come in and say, this is a good product, you should buy it, because everybody knows what it is already. So they don't need to be involved in the community. They pay attention enough to where if something is a problem and we let them know ahead of time, they'll fix it. Look at the 2099. Look at what was the other thing that they fixed? There was something else that they fixed.
My broken DeLorean.
So, you know, they'll listen to us, you know, to a certain extent, but they do listen, right? They don't need to be on streams, you know, mingling with these people to come off like they're a great company. InArt does this because they need to do it, right? They need to get their name out there through these streams. And because they chose the worst streamers to do this with, you know, none of them are professional in any way whatsoever. If they were, they would literally tell everybody off the bat, listen, we're just here showing you this. We have no attachment to this. We have no, and that would have been it. Everybody's an opinion. Boom, done. The problem is they're all involved with it. They all get free figures, and I don't know if they're free, but they all get them first. And just with that alone, you're gonna be biased no matter what anybody says. So there's never gonna be any of them saying the figure's crap.
InArt is pre-approving which YouTubers get advanced copies of their figures from Kit.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's crazy.
I don't really care. I'm saying,
But
I know,
how would that even work?
I know because I asked Kit myself personally, like, hey, hypothetically, I pre-ordered the Superman from you. If I want to get my figure early, and I specifically said no discount, just send me my figure early that I paid for. How would I do that? And I was told a little when it gets closer to release, send him my YouTube information, and InArt will do a review of my account basically to see if
get the hell out of here.
Basically he would send my information to InArt to see if I would get
if it's
approved.
worth you even getting the figure.
Right.
Yes.
What? I never heard of that. I didn't know about.
That's a conversation. I mean, I don't really care if that's disclosed or not because I'm not doing it because I'll just get my figure, and he can't do anything about. I'm a paying customer, so I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to wait to get my figure. And so now that being said, look at the people who got their figures early. All got them from Kit. They were all pre-approved by InArt. As I said, if I am wrong, that's okay. I'm just telling you a conversation that I had about the Superman when I said, hey, I have a YouTube channel. I'm not looking for a discount. I'm being very upfront. I'm just looking to see if I can get what I paid early so I can do a review on it. Like everybody else is doing it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? And I was told X, Y, and Z. That's what I was told. Now there are certain YouTubers that have an even better deal where they get a discount. I know that because it was said on stream that I got this for a discount, and they have something worked out even better with Kit where they get that stuff like next beyond that, because the reviews are up,
Oh no, I had
but
no idea any of that.
But the reality is, what's really funny is that is it worth doing that? And I put that stuff on my Instagram, by the way, all the time. Like I roast those that I see, whatever. But my whole thing is like, if you do that and you see someone that does a review for, let's say, Pennywise that has 2,000 views and a Gandalf that has 4,000 views, is that really worth it? Because anybody can put out a video. I mean, Fabs, you put out a RoboCop video that got 4,000 plus views. So what's so special? And what I mean is these guys have 7,000, 8,000 subscribers to their channel. So to me, as a marketing strategy, the numbers don't make sense.
Right.
If I see someone that has 7,000 subscribers, I would expect a lot more views, like 10 plus K views. But when I'm seeing 2,000 and I see other channel, like my Wonder Woman, not them, but my Wonder Woman has 4,000 views and I have 2,000 subscribers. Like the math doesn't make sense.
Right.
If I give Rudy a figure a month earlier than anybody else and he puts a review out, he in theory should get thousands of views.
Right.
So therefore, is the marketing strategy. That's what I'm trying to say. You're putting out that figure that no one can buy to someone that's not getting that many views anyway. In my opinion, that's not a lot of views for all that hoopla of getting an advanced copy. It's not that much. It could go to somebody.
But do you think that it's not only that video, but also the hype, on the streams to create?
Well, it's also proven. It's so hard to do this without naming names because I'm trying to be polite tonight, but I sound like I'm talking enough shit already. It was already proven last year on stream, and actually I can send you because a clip was sent to me that even a YouTuber came out even said that statistically, when the word InArt is in the thumbnail or in the title, their click-through rate is actually double the amount than what it is normally. And that was admitted on stream. So they're admitting to you that when InArt is used in the title and or in the thumbnail, the click-through rate, which you know what that is. I mean, people don't know the statistics, but like how many people are clicking on it was double and or triple when InArt was mentioned. So sometimes it was used just for the sake of knowing people will click on it. Like Fabs, like to be fair, like let's break down YouTube for a second. Your thumbnail doesn't show anything of what we talked about tonight.
Never
it doesn't show it. I'm just saying it doesn't. Yeah, it's saying it's the same thumbnail used over. That's your thing. That's what you do.
Right.
But I guarantee you, if you put, hey, we're gonna shit talk InArt, you probably would get more views in it because people are like, oh, okay, we're gonna go in. That's what I'm trying to say. So those, and clickbait, call it whatever you want,
Right,
but that stuff was admitted. So that's what I'm trying to say. It's views, pumping that stuff out there. And I'm just someone telling you the God's honest truth about it. Like, I'm not going
right.
to hide.
No,
It
no,
is
it's
what it
no,
is.
100%. No, it's
But
true.
this is all to build up that hype train.
Absolutely. No, and I know, and I figured, they have these guys, well, they have John on their streams, and then obviously they have to let the people know, oh, we're getting our figures, or I'm getting my figure, and stay tuned for the video. So I think they use the streams as well as we're
Right.
gonna have this figure early, so come watch our stuff. So I think that's another reason why they have this guy, on their streams all the time too. But I don't think it's smart. How are you going to give a YouTuber something and not for the actual customers? And the customers always get the runaround. Oh, delayed. Oh, like for example, I'm waiting for my B version Pennywise. I messaged Kid and I was like, Kid, I said, you said you were shipping, tomorrow. I said, are they ready to go? Oh no, they're delayed now. So they started shipping version A, but they didn't ship version B because apparently it's delayed now. So that's my last figure I'm waiting for. I can't wait for that figure just because of the different head sculpt.
Well, I remember that. I remember Kip posting messages on his thing, like basically stop asking me about when these figures are coming in. And then literally I saw a YouTuber put up a review the next day. Hey, check out my Gandalf figure. When he's literally like, yo, you guys will get your, you get your shit when you get your shit, basically. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's just, that's what I'm trying to say. And you know what? And just to clear the air, I come off very, very like blunt and not caring, but believe it or not, and Fabs, you and I have I talked to on the sides. I care about the average collector. I don't care about the YouTubers. I can give a shit about them, honestly. And I know I don't care because I do care about average collectors that maybe don't know a lot about what's going on, like the whole TW thing with Justin. Like I'll call out Justin any chance I get because I think he's a snake, and what he did to collectors is unforgivable. And then those who partner, buddied up with him, it's unforgivable what he did. So a lot of people may say, hey, Mr. Mom, you're coming off very blunt, you're telling it like it is. That's how I am. I just tell it like it is. Whether you like it or not, I'm sorry. But I am trying to look out for the average collector that doesn't really know this world exists and is kind of falling into it for the first time. And I feel bad for those people.
And that's what bothers me.
And that's why I'll continue to speak. You ask me a question, and that's true. And I'm not trying to trying to be people's champion here because, I know I rub people the wrong way about the way I say stuff. But the reality is I do see people I get clips sent to me and I'm like, at least someone sees I know I'm not going to, but Rudy, Rudy.
Yeah, we talk about this all the time.
But like Rudy saw, like he sent me something. It's like, dude, I'm like, dude, I don't have to say anything. Like, dude, at least someone sees the light. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's just honesty hurts. It does. It hurts. But I do feel bad because there's also people out there making money off of this, which sucks.
Well, so the reason why it bothers me as much as it does is because at the end of the day, whether you're my friend or not, whether you're my enemy or not, people work for their money. And to get that stolen from you just by some scumbag for no reason whatsoever, you're like I talked about this in my last stream. People work, whether they're sick, whether they're tired, whether they don't want to go, wake up early, miserable, whatever it is, people got to do it all, right? So specifically in this hobby, there are people who aren't, rich, who aren't wealthy, who don't, buy a figure here and there to make themselves happy, right? They'll buy a figure once a year, once every 6 months, whatever it is. Even if you buy an orphan, it doesn't make it okay to get your money stolen. It's just that simple.
No.
Yeah.
And that's why it bothers me because I forget the guy's name that was in the stream, Thomas Jones. $1,600 were stolen from him by Toys Wonderland. I'm guessing it was a ton of pre-orders that he had, or I don't know if he paid in full or whatever. I don't care what he does he could be a millionaire. It does not make it okay for two people to come together and plan on stealing people's money. It's just not. No. Right? Again, I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're my friend. I don't care. It's just wrong. So my thing is, how is this channel still up right now? How does it have any support right now after all of the money that was stolen? That's what I don't understand.
And he's and Pop Collectibles is going to go in the same boat because he jumped over ship with them. And now he's doing stuff for advertising with Pop Collectibles. I'm going to tell you right now, I never bought from them. I hear they don't have a great track record, but I mean, it's like a cancer moving from one to another. And Pop Collectibles is going to be TW 2.0.
See, so according to people already in the community, they already started like doing little shady things here and there.
Yeah.
Not so frequently, right?
Under the radar, though.
Correct. Like it's like things that like a lot of people don't know because it happens privately. And I feel like the moment that they start doing that more often and more frequently, I think it'll go downhill from there. But I don't think they're going to do that because of the fact that now they got Justin and they know the business that Justin is going to bring in. So I don't think they're going to, try to start scamming people. I mean, anything's possible, but I don't think so because of the fact. And I even said to them, because I like I told you guys on Saturday, I have my Black Suit Spider-Man and my 2.0 Spider-Man coming from them, fully paid off. And I messaged him. I said, "Oh, how long for my order?" He's like, "I'll message you on email." Never got any email, so I responded. I messaged him again on Instagram. And I said, is it true that, you guys, he's like, that's not true. I could pull up the whole conversation. He goes, that's not true. I said, because, I heard that you take people's money and you give it to, and you give them store credit. That's not true. We never take people's money without sending the, giving me a BS excuse. I don't think people are going to make that up and lie. And it's not one person who said it, so, there's some truth to that, so he's already trying to come off like, oh, we're not that type of company, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I'm not saying I never had an issue with them, but I know people did. And I'm not going to say all those people are lying. The company's telling the truth because I know how these companies operate. But I don't think they're going to go overboard. And I hope they don't go overboard like that, trying to rip people off. But I have a quick comment here by Figman. Thank you, my friend. Says, thanks, Fabs, for being here. I got sick of clicks in this community. I'm sick of men of hot toys. I'm sick of cantinas. I'm sick of 1/6 scale men. I'm sick of Jedi Knights and of foxes. You remain true. I told you guys, this is what you get. You don't like.
Well, someone just named names all over there in one comment. So there you go. There's the names.
You guys don't have to like me. It doesn't affect me. I'm here for those who like to watch me and, BS with me and talk about these things with me, and that's it. I'm not looking for everybody to love me. I tell you guys all the time, it's unrealistic to have everybody loving you. Obviously, we could always use more viewers and more subs. That's just common sense. But I don't need to be fake. I don't need to be phony. I don't need to be lying to you guys about anything, because why? Right. What do I get out of lying to you guys? Nothing. All you guys have seen ever since I at least I would like to believe ever since I, started doing my own thing, how much there is literally no integrity out there, period. It's just non-existent. That's why I knew that coming in, it was going to be a breath of fresh air, because, I know that my views are not what they all click to do and make it seem like it's all the same. Like, oh, we all think the same, so it's all okay. Like, it's unrealistic. It's fake. I told you guys my very first stream, nobody believed it. They're probably like, oh, this guy's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about, blah, blah, blah. And here we are over a year later, all coming out.
I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, real fast. I mean, just to get it, Rudy, you're innocent to all this, so you don't have to you don't get your hands dirty. You don't throw your hands in the, what did Gordon say? You're not willing to get your hands throw your hands in the dirt or something like that or whatever. But
just because I don't stream, man. It's just because this is only my second stream ever.
But the reality is that people, say, oh, it's very obvious. Like, look who streams with who. YouTube is it's tribalism, just like in life. No one is meant to get along in high school, college, life, work. Right. Oh, look, geeking out. Nate, shout out to Nate, the Nate Meister. He is he is there. But royalty will piss you off. But the problem is that I made this comment, Fabs. I think I made it to you the other day. What gets me so aggravated is that when people are like, "Oh, we're just here, friends, like just talking, having fun. This isn't a big deal."
They all hate each other. They're all fake and they backstab each other.
No. Besides everyone hating each other, because that's obvious. But when it's like, "Oh, we're just here for having fun. We don't really care. We're just doing this for fun. This isn't anything." Until they're all filling out their W-2s at the end of the year and they put in additional income and they're writing down how much money they made from YouTube from friggin', memberships and super chats and stuff. So don't give BS about like, oh, it's all, whatever. There's
Correct.
agendas.
It's all business. It's all business.
It's all business. There's
Yep.
all hustle. And you know what, man? I don't mind if people want to hustle, but the reality is
Be
and I'll
honest.
admit,
Be honest. Be honest.
yeah,
about
be honest. Like, no one's gonna be Mr. Beast. No one's gonna
Exactly.
be Mr. Beast.
Exactly.
There's only one.
Exactly.
But like, there's no. And for me, my time is very limited. As you know, like I honestly said to you tonight, Fabs, I was like, yo, send me an invite. I'm not sure if I can come on. If I might come on late because my daughter's asleep. My time's valuable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to say I'm anything special. It's just that I'm doing all my stuff. But the fact is that if I'm on I don't watch streams anymore because I'm not going to sit there for 2 hours and watch grown ass men just talk about toys all. It's not. There's no sustenance to it. Like, this is an engaging conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's engagement here. I think this is a good conversation that we're having, but all the other streams are just the boring, give me your thoughts BS. They're boring. There's no entertainment. There's nothing to it. I'd rather go watch something else for 2 hours. That's just me personally. That's why I stopped watching a lot of stuff. It's just the same regurgitated things and stream hopping. And that's the biggest thing is that everyone's on each other's stream 5-6 days a week.
It's the same
stuff. And that's how
the time.
And that's how they pump the agenda. It's the same people over and over again that stream hop Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like, get a life.
Rudy,
go get a life.
Now, obviously somebody who doesn't stream on his own channel. You stream obviously on Ryan's.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Who is your favorite, person to watch?
Besides
if you watch anybody.
Besides you two?
Besides you two.
No, listen. I got to be honest, because when I got into this, there are the same names pop up, right? And Justin's name always pops up at the top as the first guy, even though he doesn't stream, right? Then you've got, I still watch Mafia's channel. I like watching his stuff, but I just can't watch. I can't watch, like, I'm like Ryan, right? I've got two little kids, right? And that's why even talking to you, like, today was the first time with Thanksgiving that I'm actually working from home.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I'm actually free, because most of the time I'm doing my videos on like Sunday night at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, me too.
To get them out for the next week. It's like, so I just, I was always watching Ryan because Ryan just struck me as real. I watched Denobi. Denobi cracks me up. Denobi's one of the original guys that's been out there. Love him or hate him, that guy has been here forever, right? He was there.
Support Geeking Out, man. Nate's in there. You got to support Geeking Out too. We did wild shit there.
I watched your stream too with him too. But but talking about the YouTube algorithm, if Ryan hadn't introduced us Fabs, you had never popped up on my stream, and I'm watching all these 6-scale figure things, and you had never popped up.
Yeah,
it's kind of ridiculous. So thanks to Ryan for making the introduction, because then I'm like,
I'm an asshole. I'm an asshole 99% of the time, but I do have a weak moment from.
So you're bringing the community together, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm trying to break it up. I'm like Bane. I'm trying to bring destruction.
Thanks to Ryan, me and Rudy.
This is my boy. This is my boy. This is my boy.
Oh man,
that's funny.
Oh man, Rudy, this is my boy. But yeah, no, it's so that's one thing that obviously I was a part of, over a year ago. Probably it feels like 2 years ago now. It's just you guys will never understand what really goes on behind the scenes until you're in it.
Mm-hmm.
And anything we tell you, you guys are probably like, what the hell are they talking about? Because what you guys say on streams, it's not what goes on behind,
it's all facade.
It's all correct. It's all for show. It's all a show. That's
like
all it is.
The three of us right now hate each other. We don't talk. It's just we need the views and the plugs. The three of us hate each other.
I'm telling you, it's that crazy. Like, let me tell you, it was like this. Picture us streaming right now, and then picture Ryan texting me and telling me, yo, I can't stand Rudy. Like that. Like after streams. It's correct. And you see us right now smiling and laughing and joking. And then once it's all over, yo, I can't stand him. It's like, yo, I'm going to stream at the same time he's streaming tomorrow. Like that type of stuff. Yeah. Crazy.
That's crazy, man.
So me seeing that and me being, in it and being involved in it, obviously I wasn't streaming. So it wasn't, I wasn't doing that to anybody. But being a part of that, you get to see who is who and who is what. And that's why from the beginning, you guys didn't see me going on everybody's channel just because, like, I'm not that person. You know, I'm not friendly towards everybody because I know what it is, and I know not everybody's my friend, and I know not everybody.
So we could actually tell the story. So I don't mind telling it.
Go
So Fabs and I actually had a falling out in the beginning, in a way. So when I started YouTube,
We're not falling out.
but we had a
disagreement.
disagreement. I was naive and we had a disagreement and we just stopped talking to each other. And then we kind of started talking like a few months back. That's what it was. I mean, let's call it what it is. It's a disagreement, agree to disagree kind of thing. And so,
well, I was trying to teach you, and you were,
and I wasn't listening. I was being naive. No, it was because I went on. I started YouTube around in October, roughly around October is when I started putting videos out, and I got hit up to be like, "Hey, you want to come on and stream, whatever?" So I was like, "Yeah, cool, all right." I've seen them. But I was like, "That's pretty cool." You get like that kind of like, "Oh, I get invited on." You know, you get into the cool kids club. Happens to everybody. It's natural. I don't care if you're 20, 30, 40, 50. It's cool. Like I've seen people like, "Oh, this is so cool to come on," and I think I was going to go on Fabs's, and to be fair, Fabs is like, "Oh, I found out you're streaming with so and so. Listen, I don't, you know." And he told me some backstory. He's like, "You know, you're going to see what happens once you get on one. You're going to get sucked into that realm. We're going to start bouncing." And he goes, "And I had some issues, not him, but like there was disagreements in the past. I don't want to get involved with it. If you're going to stream with them, that's cool, but I don't want that cross-platforming stuff." Yep. I thought he was nuts. I was like, "Yeah, all right, whatever." No. I'm being honest.
I remember.
It's just the truth. I was like, I think you're being nuts. I think it's a little over exaggeration. I remember I was doing it, Rudy, like 6 days a night. I was on stream. You want to come on? Yeah. And no, for nothing, I was getting some out of it. I was getting hustled up. I was like, I want to get my brand out there. I want to get my name out there. That's how you get it out in the community. That's what happens, you know, dude. I was bouncing around stream. And I was like, yo, it's to the point, Rudy. I was on panels where there was like 9 people. And I'm like, yo, I got nothing to say.
Yep.
Because I said it 2 nights ago. I got nothing to talk about. Like, I got nothing to talk about. I talked about the same figure on someone else's stream 2 nights ago. I'm going to say the same thing again. I'm like, yo, this sucks. Like, it really does. Like, it's boring. Like, it's the same. And when you're on it with 9 people, like, no one's like, it's not fun. Like, it's not like, there was times I was falling asleep. Because it was just like, it's not fun. Like, it's not
on their phones. You know, you'll be talking and people will be like,
I see that all the time. The phone thing.
Yeah,
it gets to a point where it's an obligation to be on because people need panel members. And so it's like, yo, I'm going to stream this week. Are you good? You good? Some of them just sent out like 10 invites and whoever comes on just comes on. Like, it's just like natural repetition. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to send out 15 invites and whoever just comes on, that's who's on the panel. You know what I mean? That's why you see people jump in like an hour in and stay for 20 minutes, then leave. So it's like, I was doing it and then it was just like, yo, I can't do this anymore. And then like, you know, and then I got hooked up with Nate from Geeking Out and him and I hit it off. And then honestly, a lot of people would I stopped going on stream. I'm like, yeah, I can't do it. I can't do it. I started clicking with people I kind of vibe with more. I was like, I can't do this. Can't do it. So I started declining a lot more streams. I'm not trying to say I was popular or hot shit. It's just that I was like, I can't do it. Can't do it. Like, I need a life back. You know what I'm saying? I need my life back. I can't stream 6 days a week. It's unbelievable. It was nuts. And
you know, it's funny that you mentioned that. It's funny that you mentioned that because even though I don't stream, right? When I started, I was trying to figure out what I was going to do with my channel, right? The reviews were basically, it was more, I bought a figure that I wanted, and I'm like, why don't I make a video? But then, you know, Hot Toys would be dropping like two announcements a week. Then you had the third party, and it was all stuff I wanted. And I just, you know, between job and kids, there was just no time to do anything, right? And then all of a sudden, I remember seeing you go on YouTube Land, and people are doing like streams nonstop, and I'm just thinking to myself, "How are you doing this?"
Yep,
it's insane.
The money's got to be decent for some people that they got to keep a certain income. You know what I'm saying? If you're I'm just saying, like, if you make a lot of money on, like, say a lot of money, let me rephrase. If you're used to making X amount of dollars on YouTube, and for people out there, sorry to break it to you, it's not even like thousands a month. We're not even saying hundreds a month. $50, you know, whatever it is. But if you're making X amount of dollars a month and you're used to that money, I don't care if it's $400 or $300, you're going to keep that income going because that's what you're used to bringing in. So you're going to hustle to keep that going despite what that amount of money is. And it doesn't matter. And I'm just like, dude, I got a life. I got a family. I got kids. Like, I'm good. Like, the only reason I'm on here, Fabs, is because my daughter's sleeping across the hall and I come on here right now. Otherwise,
it's funny you bring that up. That's something that I always wondered. Like, for them to decide, I'm going to be a scumbag on YouTube, they have to be making something decent for them to, you know what I mean? Because it's gonna come out, it's gonna come out that you're a scumbag. It came out, out of, from a bunch of them that they're all the same. Now, is it really worth your integrity making, whatever it is that you're making on YouTube? I could never. I don't care. YouTube can pay me, $1,000 a stream. I don't need to be a scumbag to make money. For what? It's insane. So that's funny you bring that up. How much do you think an average? And we can find that out, by the way. There's a website that you could go on
and find out how much money people make.
And it tells you, correct. It tells you exactly how much people make. But how much do you think these people are selling their souls?
I figured it out. It was asked before, and I did a dive on some of it. I figured it out.
You've checked? You've checked?
No, I haven't checked. I don't care that much to check, but it's not hard if you figure out the math. No, and I'm being honest, because for people out there, and I don't listen, you asked me, I don't care. I could tell you, since I started YouTube in October, I've made $400 off YouTube. Since October. No, since I was monetized. I was monetized. Since I've been monetized, which has been months ago, I've made a total of close to $400 off YouTube.
I've made less than that.
But I'm just saying,
monetized for like over.
But I'm saying, like, that to give people like a shocker. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. When I became monetized, I was like, yo, if I can get enough money a month to pay for a single hot toy, yo, that
was my mentality too.
and dude, I'm sorry.
You told me that doesn't happen.
No,
and for not for nothing, everyone who's like, and I appreciate Tony's comment. That's like, it shouldn't be about the money. Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not.
You can't help but have that in the back of your head, because if you're making content because you want to make it and you happen to see some back end kickback, like monetization for it, you're like, oh,
you want more of it.
It's bad. Yeah,
it's just a fact. I mean, it's just what it is. Yeah. But the reality is that no, there's no money to be made in it. And the thing is, the way that streaming works, dude, one of my best videos. I will disclose anything you ask. I'll disclose anything.
No, go ahead.
Just as an example, I'll tell you guys right now, if I go to videos, sort by most viewed, realistically, not most viewed, but like my Wonder Woman WB 100, I did 4,100 views on that, which is pretty decent for what it was. 4,000 reviews.
All right.
Made $6 off the video.
No, it's crazy. It's
$6 off the video.
That's why when I get demonetized, when Mike decides to curse and they take my dollar away, I'm like,
yeah,
I don't even.
But that's true though. But that's the reality, and I think YouTube. But this is information. Like, I think YouTube. Nate knew it the best, because Nate from Geeking Out gave me like what it was before, because they changed it the way it was, where they paid you a lot more for streaming and they cut that down. I remember Nate told me that. And now it's like, it's all about the actual, they're trying to compete with TikTok. So they want more like instant views, like the YouTube Shorts, which is a whole nother BS game in itself. But I think they pay you like, I think the math was roughly around 7 cents for every 1,000 views.
Oh, it's crazy. It's like,
so that's not hidden information. You can go on YouTube and find out what an average person gets paid. So it's based on every 1,000 views is what, like, I've done YouTube Shorts, they get 10,000 views and I get like 70 cents. And I'm like,
TikTok is 1 cent per 1 to 2,000 views. It's whatever they decide. It's crazy.
And that's the other thing, is that everyone was hustling to get 1,000 subscribers to be monetized. Apparently YouTube's dropping it to like 500.
Yep, they did.
They did it already. So it's like,
they dropped it to 500, but you're still not monetized. You now get this. You now have the ability to do super chats.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But you need the watch hours.
I was gonna say the super chats is where they make all their money. It can't.
Well, that's where everyone's doing somewhat, especially where, and someone mentioned it in your chats here. There's some streamers who I caught onto that scumbag move early on, especially when they have people like Yoast on. They'll only answer questions when they're in the form of super chats.
Oh,
yeah, I've seen that.
There was one stream I watched with Yoast. I counted the person made over $300 in super chats.
Oh no, but that's where the money comes in, and that's why they do it, and it's understandable. But again,
It's a hustle move, though.
absolutely, 100%. That's exactly what it is, and that's my thing. My mentality was exactly what you said. Whatever money comes in, whether it was super chat or whether it was, from YouTube, it was literally just for more content for my giveaways. And my channel did not become that at all. And you know what? I'm perfectly fine with it. It's not a big
I'm
deal.
over it too. I turned off my membership thing because I got shit on by people for being honest.
But you had members though.
I turned it off. Oh, I had like 8 members. I
That's
turned
what I'm
it.
saying.
I turned it off and refunded people their money back.
Oh,
I know.
shit.
I mean, shout out to Tony Marine. He shit on me, and other people shit on me because I was being honest. Because I said, listen, I made a video, and I'm like, listen, I said, unlike other YouTubers who are going to tell you that your money goes to giveaways and this, dude, they don't do any of it. They give you smoke and mirrors to get you to be a member, and then they don't do anything.
Yeah.
I was upfront by saying, listen, this microphone, it pays for stuff, the streaming software, that's where the money goes back. And some people are like, well, you're full of yourself to say that. I'm like, I'd rather be honest than be a scumbag.
Correct.
I mean,
No,
let's just be real.
100.
I mean,
and you know what's funny? The fact that you just mentioned that, it feels like people are more okay with being lied to than
I was being honest. I was like,
100%.
let me make a video and just be transparent. And actually more people shit on me and sent me DMs saying, dude, are you really just begging for money? I'm like, I'm not begging for you to be a member. I'm just explaining to you that if you're being a member, I'm being real with you, and I'd rather be real than nothing. That's all I'm being on. And then I finally realized, though, to cut you off real fast, I realized that I'm not offering a good enough service because my content slowed down. So I'm like, you know what? I'm giving people a disservice by not putting out content. I turned off my memberships and refunded everybody back their fees. I was like, you know what? I'm a member of other channels because I support content, but I can't give people service right now. Like I can't provide a good enough service. But other people don't mind doing it though.
I noticed that exactly. I thought about the two. I'm like, what is it about, is it my demeanor? Is it the fact that I'm too honest? Is it, that they hate the fact that I'm telling the truth and people can't handle it? Like, I was like, what the hell's going on? And then when I got over all of that, I said, you know what? If they don't like it, it doesn't matter. Because, if they like being lied to, go ahead and go get lied to. If you want to go throw your money at somebody lying to you, by all means, go ahead. I will never be that person. But I did notice that 100% that they'll only respond to
super chats.
And not only that, but when they have the panels, they'll ignore the entire chat while talking with each other to hope that once they get the super chat, then they'll go into the chat. I did notice that too. Uncarted Review sends me clips all the time, and that's when I know
people get upset about that, man. People get upset when they're like, listen, I'm in there, like these people right now that are watching you, I don't know how many people are watching, they're respect to those, I think you're in the 40s or something like that. Shout out to those watching because you're giving us your time to sit here and just shoot the shit for an hour and 45 minutes. I mean, we're literally not talking about anything. We're just 3 people having, I think, a really good, engaging conversation. But the reality is, I really do appreciate those in the live chat because they don't have to be here on a Wednesday night or Tuesday night doing this. They could be prepping for Thanksgiving or whatever. But there's people watching us, and I do appreciate that. I really do, even if I'm on someone else's channel. So shout out to everyone in the live chat. Like, you guys are awesome. But it's just
and that's why I'm perfectly okay with what my channel became and what it turned out to be. And like I said, just talking with you guys, I'm perfectly happy with that. There's nothing, that we need to do besides that. Obviously, there are other channels that focus on other things, and there's nothing wrong with it. God bless, whatever they're doing. But when I noticed that my channel wasn't heading that way, I had to change. Like I said, you guys know I have, over 140 brand new sealed hot toys, which was my mentality. I have all this stock for giveaways. I was like, my channel, there's no reason for my channel not to blow up if it comes down to giveaways because I have plenty of stock. So, and I'm not a cheap person where I'm like, oh no, like I'm not saying I've done at least about 4 giveaways already. Still, my channel doesn't get super chats like that whatsoever. And I still did my 4 giveaways because I'm that type of person. I've given giveaways just for the hell of it in the middle of a stream, just because, still no super chats. And it is what it is. What are you going to do? So that's just who I am as a person. So I thought, oh, my channel is going to blow up. I got every 1,000 subscribers, I have a giveaway. It's all here. Everybody knew that I had it, and the channel became what it became. And guess what? It happened for a reason. I'm not upset about it. I'm very happy. Like you mentioned, the guys that come in here I usually have about 23 to like 25, 27 maybe on a Tuesday. Today I've had almost 50. I know why they're here. But again, thank you guys for being here. It's to me, I think this is what it's about. Sitting here, BSing, talking. That's it. Rudy, I do want to ask you though, how do you feel about the stuff that we talked about that goes on that you've seen yourself as an outsider? Obviously, you're not a streamer. You don't know,
Right.
you don't know what really goes on. What do you think about the conversation that Ryan and I had about, how these people are in the community? Like, how do you feel about that?
No, it's eye-opening, right? And look, kudos to Ryan and you guys for speaking the truth, right? And saying what's actually going out there. But if you pay attention, though, you can start noticing things, right? You like you said, Ryan, you notice people drop off somebody's channel, all of a sudden they're not mentioned again, and there's something going on behind the scenes, right? And I think going back to InArt, right? John from InArt, you see the same group of people asking the same questions. They show up on the same things. You can start seeing that there's stuff going on behind the scenes, right? It's eye-opening to hear firsthand what's going on behind that, because as somebody who just watches streams, yeah, you think everything is perfect, right? You think all these people are getting along, they're friends, they're here to talk about, action figures, they're here, they're gonna talk about geek stuff, right? And you think everything's perfect, and then you turn around and you start seeing how crazy things are behind the scenes. It's unfortunate, right? But when money's involved, there's nothing you could do about that, right? It starts making sense.
All right, we're gonna get to the weeds. Fabs likes it when I dig my hands in the dirt. I can't help it because I'm holding back on this, and I'm not throwing anyone under the bus. I got a random text message from someone on Sunday. I won't name names at all, but this goes to show you how my influence is out there. But I got a text message from someone that sent me a screenshot. I won't name names who they are, so I'm not going to call anybody out. But they turned around and were like, they sent me a screenshot of someone's thumbnail, and it was Will Foxification giving advice on the top 20 hot toys that you should be pre-ordering right now.
Oh, I did see that. Somebody sent me that too.
Somebody said that, yeah. So, and the comment,
I'll admit it, that was me.
All right, fine. I won't call you out.
I'll admit it, that was me. That was me. I'll admit it. I don't mind.
Rudy, you're supposed to stay clean.
I was trying to keep Rudy's hands clean,
dude. But
no. Listen, I got this random text message on Sunday. I'm watching my fantasy football, and Rudy sends me a screenshot of Will Foxification saying his latest video is the top 20 hot toys you need to pre-order right now. And Rudy's comment is, yeah, but how many is he pre-ordering himself?
No, listen, you feel free to collect however you want, but and what you guys are saying that, right? You gravitate towards certain channels or certain content creators, right? And even as somebody that's doing my own videos, one of the things that I don't like is when people start kind of preaching, this is how you're supposed to do things, right? And so one of the common themes on that particular channel is always less is more. You've got to just pick select pieces.
He said less is more.
And you know me. I mean, Fabs, of all people, Fabs told me one day, and I was laughing. He sends me a message. He's like, "You buy a lot," and I'm like, "You're telling me I buy a lot?"
No, that's what I said in the beginning. You're one of the few people that I know actively buying hot toys and third party like they're going out of style.
Right. I know. I'm the only like I told you, I think the last time we streamed, it was Thina was out, and I'm like, I'm the only idiot that pre-ordered her.
I remember.
And this time, I'm the only idiot that pre-ordered Gilgamesh. So I'm waiting for that.
I'm getting them both. I'm getting them both.
Wait. My whole point of the text message was I got the text message, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, Rudy, you're such a nice guy, and I'm like, but is he wrong though?
Look,
I'm just like, but is he wrong? And I'm looking at that. Yeah, Nate says it best. Those who preach the loudest have the most to hide.
Have the most to hide.
But it's true. No, he says that all the time. That is truth. That is the truth. Those who preach positivity and unity in the community are actually the worst ones. The reason why I say this, and I'm going to bring him up as an example because I could care less because he's a scumbag, is that Will used to stream with everybody, right? Everybody out there, here's a history lesson. He used to stream with everybody, all your favorite streamers. Now he streams with nobody, and he only streams on a Friday night. Why is that? Behind the scenes politics. stuff goes on. That's what I'm trying to say. There's tribalism in the community. And I'm sorry that, you know, people are like, oh, this isn't negative talk. This is reality. Everything that we're
Correct.
seeing right now
Correct.
is, if you choose not to watch, you know, and you would only be like this if you were a YouTuber. And I talk to Nate about this all the time, that it's very interesting how I walked both worlds, and so is Rudy, someone that like does it, and now you're kind of seeing it both ways.
Right.
Those people who watch, if you just want to watch for entertainment, that's fine. But when you see both sides of it, it is very mind-boggling. Like, you see the chaos behind stream. I know for a fact that Will was streaming with certain people that he hated, but had obligations to stream with just to call it a day because they had streams lined up, so they had to stream. So I know for a fact there were specific streams that, like Fabs is talking about, that they literally hated each other, but because they were obligated that week to be on stream, they had to be on stream together. But notice how, like, he's an example that he does not stream with anybody anymore. He used to be on everyone's channel. He used to be on Aries, on Mafia, on all these channels, and now he's isolated himself to a Friday at 5 o'clock stream. Why is that? It's because behind the scenes shit happens. That is just what it is. Right. It's tribalism at its best.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't know.
But yet he's telling people what 20 hot toys he should order. And he's got four sitting behind him.
I should watch that video because I need to know how.
No, don't. Oh yeah.
But look, I'll be honest too. That's because
I know Rudy watched. Rudy watched it because he needed advice.
He needed the help.
I needed to know which
he needs advice from an expert collector.
No, but that's why I started the channel too, right? Because I was like, listen, I was watching all these streams, and you know, Fabs, like I said, I'm the only idiot that buys all this Marvel stuff, especially with how the state of the Marvel.
No, so do I. You right? Just pre-ordered. I just did it.
Right, but the streams, right? Like one of the things on the streams too, and I'd be saying like, man, all these guys are shitting on Marvel. Oh, and I just cursed. Sorry about the monetization.
That you could say.
Oh no, he's been demonetized hours ago.
It's the FUC
but I'm like, you know, these guys are all crapping all over this stuff, and I like it. And I'm like, I don't see any of these streamers saying this stuff is good. So I'm like, let me start doing my own videos and at least jumping in and you know, I collect the things that nobody else talks about, like
and that's what makes it fun, because it's for you. It's not for anybody else. A lot of people will tell you not to buy something just because they can't buy it. That's a slap in the face. At least you went the opposite route and you said, you know what? I want to tell people how I feel about my figures, which is why I started doing my own thing too. You know, right. I said, go ahead.
You know, this other figure, it was a third party, and Ryan's going to laugh because he's going to be like, of course, it's a third party. Joke, right? It was the Cull Obsidian, right? That was an expensive
garbage
figure. And I remember watching a couple of reviews, and I had mine in hand, and everybody, and now you find out, right? They have some agreements with some companies and everything. Everybody's singing that figure's praises. And I'm looking at this. I'm like, the joint, you could see everything like falling apart. And that's what I said in my review. And I'm like, nobody's saying this. So if somebody's looking at this figure and they're like, I'm going to spend $350 on a third party figure, they're going to think this is amazing. And then what's going to happen when they get it in hand? No, it's just that was kind of
garbage.
Let me get to the super chat real quick. Thank you, my friend William. I appreciate it. He says, who's dumb enough to send a super chat? Thank you, my friend. This is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
Just a disclaimer, from here on forward, Fabs will only answer comments in the form of super chats.
Can you imagine?
Following suit with other YouTubers, and your normal comments will not be acknowledged unless it's in the form of a super chat.
It's like the regular chat is off. All super chat only. Imagine. So messed up. Let me see what you guys are saying. So
you have another super chat, don't you? You have another one, I think.
Yeah, I think I have another.
You have a big one. Yeah, you have another one.
I have another. But
all the comments. Go right
I wanted to get into this real quick because I keep forgetting to talk about this before we head out because it's already 2 hours in. But thank you guys for sticking around. I had like 55 at one point. We broke a record tonight. I hope I better have 55 likes. Unreal. Let
me dislike this real fast.
Let me dislike it. Figman, thank you so much. Look at this. Appreciate Fabs, Mr. Mamiki, and Denobi. Thank you, my friend. I really appreciate it. This is for you.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, you.
No, thank you, bro.
Thank you.
No, thank you, bro.
No, seriously, you.
No, seriously, thank you, bro.
No, for real, you.
No, thank you.
I'd say thank you, but I don't get a portion of that super chat. So that's
Oh, don't even get me started with that. If I told you guys a story, you would be like, you're lying.
all right.
You
Tell
would
it.
tell me.
Tell
no,
us. You can't.
We can confirm it.
I would never talk about that on here. It's that serious that I would never bring that up. It's the most crazy thing I've been through my whole life regarding YouTube. I'll tell you guys after. I'll tell you guys backstage. You guys are gonna be like, get the hell out of here. That did not happen. Eddie, welcome. He says, enjoy the holiday. Yes, you too, my friend. Thank you for being here. So we wanted to. Let me see. Those who preach a letter. Some victim.
All victims.
Some guy said, "Yeah, Gilgamesh is fire." Yeah, Rudy, don't feel bad for getting that. I need that figure. I need both, but that Gilgamesh is beautiful.
Yeah, that looks great.
Quicksilver, welcome. I'm eating popcorn, watching you guys. This is great stuff. Oh my God, we got Joker J's cracking up. Tony says, most of us are the tribe. We may not agree, but this is the only stream that I hit up because most of us are just regular. Yeah, exactly. I'm just a collector. You guys know my channel when it comes to visual stuff and fancy stuff. I'm not that channel. My videos are the single angle channel. So, I don't mind. I'm very proud of what I do.
Those white medical gloves.
Yeah, I use my prostate exam gloves. I have my, I have my little setup, which I'm very proud of. And I think the whole reason why I do this is to give you guys my opinion. That's it. I don't tell you guys what to do. I don't tell you guys how to spend your money. I just like being able to talk to you guys, tell you how I feel about a certain figure. And that's it. That's all it's about to me. If you guys want to throw me $100 super chats, I don't mind. But it's all about the conversation. So, Ryan, let's go with you first.
Oh, I'm the last. I don't know if you want to.
So we are getting Present Toys X-Men, as you can see. We have Sentry. We have Cyclops already teased. We have Magneto already teased. Mm-hmm. There's a Wolverine here, and there's a Cable here. Now, what do you think about this line? Knowing that I just found out, and I don't know if you guys know this, but looks like So-So Toys is hinting at the fact that they're making the rest of the line that they started. Mm-hmm. They crossed off Gambit. They crossed off Rogue, which already got. So what do you think of this? Do you think it's a competition thing? Do you think it's them just doing their own thing, thinking that, we can do better?
I think the So-So Toys is a direct answer, because listening to what you and Rudy were talking about backstage, it does sound like it's more of a direct shot back from So-So Toys. I mean, if I had to choose, like I said, I got out of third party because I think it's garbage. I think they're, where's Nate? Nate calls them junk food. You eat too much junk food, you get fat. You can eat McDonald's every night, or you want a filet mignon once in a while. Like, I'll take the filet, which is the Hot Toys. So it's but
that is very true.
But to everyone's cup of no. But the only reason I say that is because third party can be a very dangerous hole to get down. If you control yourself, absolutely. That's fantastic.
And that's why I told Rudy that, because Rudy he got the entire, was it the Daft Toys? Was it Daft Toys or was it Present Toys?
The Present Toys, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
All the guys, he got all the Cowboys. He goes, every line he goes in.
Hey, listen, you can do it. That's props, man. But listen, when one of those fillets come around, you just better not pass up that medium rare Hot Toy steak. That's all I'm gonna say. You better not pass up because oh man, I got too many Present Toys. I can't get that one. But if I had to choose companies, I mean, you guys may know better. I might go towards So-So Toys. I feel like they have a better track record overall in terms of quality and stuff like that. I mean, I have the So-So Toys, the Boss Man. So I do have that. Present Toys hasn't done anything to impress me. The Ghostbusters, they look like garbage. The Terminator that came out didn't look good. The Ripley, I believe, doesn't look good. She looks like her stunt double. So I mean, these are obviously comic book iterations, so it's like you can get away with something, but I wasn't overall impressed with the Gambit. Who's Gambit? Was that Present Toys?
So-So Toys.
See, that's So-So Toys.
But so also Sideshow made it, and Sideshow has the crappy one that looks
so I know the Gambit got a great response, and they also made, what's her name? Rogue. I had that on order and I canceled it when I was going back. I didn't pay the invoice because that was when I was cutting off third party. But I mean, go back to the other one real fast. I mean, that should be your answer. I mean, it depends on if you want to go all now. Will Present Toys counter and say, hey, we're gonna do Storm, we're gonna do Professor? I mean, it's gonna be a pissing match back and forth.
I don't think so.
I mean, but it depends. I mean, I would love to have a classic Wolverine in my collection because I grew up with the 97 cartoon.
Yep.
And I just
sideshow ones don't do it. The sideshow ones don't do it for me.
No, they don't do it. So like if So nailed one, I'd have to really be like, and where I'm financially, like, can I squeeze one in? But that's the only one. And that Professor X with the wheelchair and everything, that looks pretty sick. But listen, I'm not gonna just listen, I'm not going to be a tap dancer and make up an excuse, like,
tap dancer.
you know, because I feel like people talk shit about figures for a reason not to get them.
Yep.
I'm just saying I'm not getting third party, but I can respect what I see here, and I do think that they could put out some really great stuff if you're into it. So props that. But if you're going to put a gun to my head, I would probably be Team So over Present.
Absolutely. So that I was another thing while you were talking. What I was going to say was,
I wouldn't mix and match them because I don't think the quality would be
price point wise.
That's going to be a big deal.
So Toys is very cheap compared to Present Toys, and So Toys, like for example, the last figure that they just released from the oh my god, what's that movie?
The Watchmen.
The Watchmen. That figure was literally $170. Two head sculpts, beautiful figure, beautiful body. You know, again, third party. The scale is perfect. Present Toys, though, I feel like, and I own Present Toys, the quality is not the same as the So Toys by any means.
No.
Yeah, they make cooler figures, you know, way more lines, but quality-wise and price point-wise, So Toys all the way.
Like, doesn't Present Toys, like, their Terminator was like a leather jacket, leather pants, like they used leather goods.
That's what they,
but like that
smoke
screen stuff, because the sculpt doesn't look like Arnold Schwarzenegger, and they charge like $250, $270, and I'm like,
that's 100%. Correct. That's exactly what it is. Anytime, and this is why people fall for this stuff. The moment they hear real leather, it's like, oh my God, this is the best figure in the world.
Right.
And it's not. It's just they're using more expensive materials to charge you more. But that does not translate to the head sculpt at all, which is the most important part of the figures.
Right.
You know? So, Rudy, how do you feel?
Me?
Yeah, about the X-Men stuff.
I'm getting all of them. Yeah. No. Listen. I had a hard choice, right? It was Present Toy Cyclops or Ahsoka the White. Cyclops won out.
Oh,
no, I'm crazy.
I'm messing with you. I'm
gonna say what?
No junk food. No junk food.
Like, there is no way you did not pick.
No.
He was Fabs. He was offered a filet mignon with asparagus, and he went to McDonald's.
Yeah. No, but he got a baleada instead.
Oh my God. No, sorry guys. But to Ryan's point, yeah, like, listen, Hot Toys is premier, right? I'm going to pick. Those figures are outstanding. You know that most of the time you're going to get something good. Having said that, I think it's a little weird, the line they got for Present Toys.
Yeah.
Right? The figures that they're doing.
The Sentry alone doesn't belong there.
And I'm sorry. I had a video on the Magneto. The deluxe Magneto is $400. Base included.
Yeah, because of the base, because of the
There's no way. There's no way I'm paying that much money.
I don't think
for
anybody.
A third-party figure, even though it looks good. I don't know if the final product, and that's a third-party thing, right? The protos look great. You get the final product in hand, it could be total junk. Right. I can't invest $400. Right. That money goes to a Hot Toys.
Right.
The only one that I'm tempted with right now is the Cyclops. Because I'm a big Cyclops fan.
It looks decent.
So I might be tempted to pick that one up, but it's not a priority, right? And to your point, I do have the trio from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. They were okay. They weren't too expensive. They were okay. They weren't perfect.
Well, no, Present Toys is never perfect because those bodies are very crappy, very cheap.
Right. But if I had to pick between Present Toys and So, I think So is the way to go. But I am still tempted, if budget allows, to pick up that Cyclops because I think it looks pretty good.
See, what I said, and shout out to William Cody. He said that, you know, Sentry didn't belong there, right? Because he's with X-Men. My response to that was, you know, that's Present Toys trying to tell us or trying to show us at least, you know, that they're getting into different lines. right?
Right.
Even though this is X-Men strictly, they're letting you know, all right, I'm not saying that they do know what they not know, but I'm saying, even though we're giving you X-Men, here's something, something else
Right.
to catch your attention. I think that's where they did it. But going back to the present toys, quality, they don't really make great, great quality stuff by any means. But they do is they make, cool characters, different lines, different licenses. Even though they're not licensed, they get different, different characters from different lines.
Right.
So that's what makes it cool. But when it comes
Ryan brought up Ripley, right, from Aliens. And I think we've all been dying for that figure. And this is dating myself, I have the original Hot Toys Aliens Ripley, the kit that came together that you had to put together.
Not with the power loader. No,
I have both. I have the power loader one.
I don't even have that one.
And then I have the one that was the standalone figure that you actually had to assemble it because Hot Toys wasn't licensed.
Well, like the old Alien, like the old Predators.
Right.
Yeah.
So I have that one. Obviously doesn't hold up, right? So one of the things I thought is I did order that one because I'm thinking I'm going to kind of mix and match, I'm going to bring some of the Hot Toys stuff that's more accurate and put it on the present toys figure. And hopefully I'll end up with a better Ripley that I can add into the collection. But they've got some interesting things.
When did you start collecting? Because that's
Me?
old. Yeah, that's old. I don't even have those.
What year is it? 2020? Probably around 2002 or so.
No, but not Hot Toys.
Not Hot Toys. I started. You know what I started with? You remember McFarlane Movie Maniacs?
Yeah.
Right. I started with that. Hot Toys. I got into Hot Toys Dark Knight time. When I got
into it. Yeah, it was Iron Man, Dark Knight. Yeah, it was
right. And then I went crazy because everything was better priced. So you could always go into your comic store and you could get those original figures, right? Like I still have the MMS 06, the original Rambo.
Yeah, I got all those.
Which doesn't hold up at all, right?
Wait, you got the one with the what is it? Not the green jacket. Not the green jacket.
No. Hold on.
With the faded jeans.
No, I got this guy.
That's Rambo 2. That's the second one.
But the MMS 06, right? The original.
I have that one. Yeah.
Which doesn't hold up at all, right?
Well, compared to 3-0.
Well, compared to everything, and you want to talk about Hot Toys evolving, right? They started there, and look at them now. So,
correct. And that's why when somebody comes into the hobby and talks about Hot Toys like they know what they're talking about when they've literally been in it 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, they know absolutely nothing about the company and what it's become over the years. That's why when somebody comes in and says InArt is the best, you don't know what you're talking about. That company was born yesterday. Hot Toys has been around for over a decade. How can you even say that? So that's why, I
no, but you're totally right. Because you look at those older figures, right? And I have this one, you got that Ripley, you got the kits, and you look at where they've come. To come in and say Hot Toys doesn't evolve, Hot Toys hasn't shown growth, right? It's ridiculous.
Innovation.
They're doing things. And you know what they're doing that InArt isn't doing?
Everything.
The old man. Well, let's see. The old man indie that Mike didn't like, right? You saw that the stand actually has like a clip that goes around the ankle.
Yeah. It's got like you remove the stone and then you get the
Right. So all of a sudden you do that. I'm like, listen, that's
better than magnetic. Better than magnetic.
Right. They're trying things. You got to give them credit for that.
It looks sleek. You don't have to worry about the figure falling, and it looks like a statue because you're not going to see the clamp around the ankle because it's covered by the jeans too. Did you see that?
Yeah. It's pretty impressive, man.
Yep.
Listen,
but nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about that.
Because that's not the magnetic innovation. To me, that's innovation. They're trying something different, right?
Correct.
And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, they tried. So you can't say that. You can't say that they're not trying things, right? That's my big issue.
And my thing is this. I think it's gotten to the point where people know that Hot Toys is king and they just expect it. You know what I mean? They just expect perfection all the time. So the one time they do mess up, they're like, "Oh, look at this crap." So I think part of it is on purpose too. I think people do it out of spite just to be able to talk smack.
Right.
Now, what are you expecting, figure-wise coming home soon?
What do I got?
Yeah, to make videos with.
Well, I got this guy. This is the one I'm working with. He's the most frustrating guy I've had in a while. He's Ghost from Call of Duty.
Yes. What brand is that? Simple and easy.
And simple. That's don't even get me started on that. Right when you come talking to, you got people who are impressed with the Joker's weapons. You get one of these guys in hand, you're gonna be impressed. That's impressive. But I got that guy. What do I have? Gilgamesh. At some point, I should be getting that invoice.
Beautiful figure.
I'm still waiting for the Grand Inquisitor.
Beautiful figure.
Is there anything else? I think those are the big ones right now. Those are the two that I'm waiting for.
Nothing third party?
Nah.
No.
Oh, actually, Damn Toys just dropped one of their like soldiers too that I should be getting.
But you didn't get what's her name? Ada?
Nah, that one budget won out because as much as I like to buy everything, I had to.
But you have Resident Evil figures, right?
Oh, you saw? Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I had the entire line, and then I'm waiting for somebody to do a Leon from RE4 because that one that came out, that third party, that was junk.
I need a brown jacket version so bad. That's all I need. I need a brown jacket version, and I need the Jack Krauser regular version, not the
one that's transformed. With
yeah, not that one. I have that one. I need the regular version.
Dude, I had both. I had the two Hot Toys. I had the Ganado, I had the Leon, right, and I had that Jack Krauser. And when I decided stupidly that I didn't have a house, right, and I was going to live in an apartment forever, and I had to make space, I sold those. I sold Shiva Alamar from RE5, and now she's the only one that's missing from that set. Oh. And I'm so annoyed. So annoyed. But listen, that's collecting, right? We make decisions sometimes, and you have to live with it. So,
yeah, well, it looks like Ryan disappeared. I don't know if he's coming back or not. I doubt it. So, let them know what's going on in your channel, what's coming up on your channel. Like I said, guys, everything is on the description below. His Instagram, his YouTube channel. So check him out, please. You got how many subs? You're almost at 1,000, right?
Yeah, I'm at 970. So,
guys,
come closing in.
Yeah, go ahead, guys.
Closing in, man.
Sub. Let's try to get him to 1,000, please. Check out his content. Really good stuff. He gets a ton. I feel like he gets more than me. He's got
no way.
No, absolutely. You get way more than me. You got a bunch of figures that I didn't even, think about getting, like that whole line of the Cowboys,
But it comes down to, for me, it's IP, man. That's that I keep telling you. It's like if I have a connection to a movie, like that one I used to watch. My dad, when he came to the US, that was his big thing. Clint Eastwood movies. So there was a connection there, right?
No,
so anytime I see something like that, I gotta get it.
See, like that stuff, I didn't grow up on it, so it didn't, it wasn't like me, and that's why I didn't get it. But the figures look good. The detail looks great. The outfits look awesome. The head sculpt look decent. So I really like that. I really like the line. But again, because I don't know anything about it, I don't even remember seeing the movies anyway.
Right.
But I know what they're of. I was like, you know what? I'm not even getting into it. Right. Let's get our boy Rudy Yes, please, guys. Check your let's see if anybody subbed. Let's see if they put their
Yeah, I got a handful. I got 2 or 3.
Oh, good.
Listen, I'll take it. It's slow growth. I'll accept that.
Slow growth. So any new videos coming up on your channel?
What did I drop? My Doc Ock review dropped today. I put it in like right before the stream.
Okay.
I'm doing the Loki season 1 look tomorrow. Nice. Right? And then the Ghost should be dropping in. I'm gonna take a little break for Thanksgiving, like all of us.
Oof.
Right, and the Ghost will drop next week. Oh, look at this!
I thought you left.
Yeah, my power went out for a minute. Like it turned everything off and came back on. So I'm here.
See, guys, this is what happens when you don't.
I think Will or another streamer invaded my power and shut me off. And
they hijacked you.
They're trying to silence the truth.
Guys, this is what not to do. Pay your bills before you collect, okay?
That's right, man. I had to decide: do I want a Black Panther or pay my electric bill? I went with the Black Panther.
Inart's gonna push you over the edge. That Inart Superman.
Oh, Inart, you're gonna have no water for the toilet. Unreal.
I may have to reactivate my YouTube memberships again and hustle for money like other people.
Yeah. So can you imagine, guys? When did you start YouTubing? Because you had membership. I don't even have one. I don't even have a single one. He had already how many?
I had 8.
See, he's a YouTuber. I'm not. There you go. Proof. So wait, Ryan, let them, because we're out. So let them know what's coming on your channel. Like I said,
nothing.
Nothing. No videos.
I actually have a video dropping tonight at 11 o'clock. Why I did 11 o'clock? Thing with YouTube is I'm just testing out different demographics of time dropping because it's just messing around with stuff because I don't really care about the views. But I just beat the Spider-Man PS5 game, the Spider-Man 2. I just finished it like complete. Like I beat the story, but like all the extras and everything like that. So, and I did a video of like a top wish list of like Hot Toys figures I wish that Hot Toys would make from that game. So I have that video.
I thought you were gonna say the 20 top figures to buy.
No, it's just a wish list video. Yeah, it's a wish list video.
This guy. No, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. 20 figures that Hot Toys should make. Maybe I'll do that video. So you uploaded a video.
There's a video. I have a video on my channel tonight at 11
right
o'clock.
Now. It's coming. All right. So
yeah,
guys, stay tuned for that. If you want to watch it on his channel, obviously, like I said, the description below, check it out. His Instagram is on there. His YouTube channel is on there. Also, like I mentioned, Rudy, this is my next video. I don't know if you know about this. I'm going to assume you do.
So I had to pass on that one.
So I have this one. I have the 2.0, the blue and red one coming from Kit. I have to make that video. It's been sitting here for over a year. I just wasn't planning on opening it. I also have to do the Damn Toys Godfather, the black one, the Tux one.
Right.
Because I have 2 of the Golden Years ones already out. So I just got to do that one. I, again, wasn't planning on opening it. I never got the Hot Toys one. So I said, you know what? Let me open it. So that's coming soon. So stay tuned for that, guys. We'll be back. I'll be back on Saturday at 9:30 p.m. as usual. Maybe these guys want to join again. I don't know.
I like starting trouble. So.
All right, guys. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for the super chats. I really appreciate it. You guys know I appreciate it. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.